Yes,
We're gonna try
here.
round 2 because I fucked up.
Offended and offended.
Blundered.
I'm excited. We're excited.
We in here.
Gene was telling us about his trip to Charlotte.
Charlotte is cool. But yeah, shout out to JW Marriott. It was a pool top
Charlotte
off.
is cool.
There was no one at the pool.
I
top
love
off.
Charlotte. Bro,
No, I
like
it.
I said, I wish you would have told me because, all right, so we used to play at this place, the Visualite Theater. We played there a few times. Shout out Zach Fowler, Sun-Dried Vibes.
I know that name.
From out there. And I actually just recently met a couple homies on the Bars app. I want to say Snip and I want to say Jules also. I know New. A couple other dudes, they're all like in like the Raleigh or Charlotte area. I'm pretty sure Snip. Actually, I know Snip is in the Charlotte area. But either way, we used to play at this place, the Visualite Theater, Gene, and right next door to it was this Peruvian chicken joint.
I love Peruvian chicken. I know. I love it. I love it.
I
'Cause
brought
they
it
do
up
that
when
split
me and
rotisserie.
Snip were like just meeting and like shooting the shit. Told me he was from Charlotte. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get
I
that.
knew it. Look,
I'm gonna
his
get
first
that fruit fly. And I dropped the Peruvian chicken joint, and he was like, "Yo, that place is home." So next time you go,
Yes. Nah, I'm in.
next time you go,
No, I'm never going back. Yo,
Fire.
Bro, let me tell you about Sean.
Yeah, good.
I bought tickets. That's why in New York. I'm so over New York. I bought tickets 4 rows from the court for a basketball game for $200. If I bought that in the Garden, it would have cost me $1,000. And if I bought it in the Barclays, maybe $500 to $600. For $200, I was 4 rows from the court, center court.
Nice.
Like it was insane. And you know me, I moved up 2 seats. Why not?
That's
Fuck
what
it.
Gene does.
That's what I do. Worst thing they could do is tell me go back. So I got nothing to lose. So great. And the game went to overtime.
Dope.
Because I was late. You know, black people are always late. It's true. So I missed the first quarter, but I got a fifth quarter.
culturally insensitive,
So it's
Gene.
even. Yeah, you're right. Black people are tardy.
Now that's being insensitive.
Really?
Nah, never mind.
Oh man.
So you had a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time, man.
That's dope.
Because sometimes you just gotta get away.
Motherfucker works for the
That's dope.
airlines. He's like, I'm gonna go to
He goes,
Charlotte
"I'm
for a
out.
day.
I'm going." This is what Gene does. This is what he
Yes.
does. Gene travels.
Listen, get up, go somewhere. That's what I tell people. Especially,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Especially these times, I can tell right now, like sometimes, I do some self-reflection, which all Americans should do. But I do some self-thought, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't really been my full self because part of me is traveling, going places, and doing this stuff. And not doing that, I'm not, in that same mindset.
Sure.
My happiness vibes is a little bit off. So I was like, yo, I just got to get up and go somewhere. And that's why I did that. And
You
I
need to
love it.
connect.
Yeah, I need to connect. That's me.
Yeah, that's your balance.
That's
right
what
there.
I do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No offense to Long Islanders, I can't see them every day. Shit.
I hear you.
It starts to
man.
get a
real,
little,
like, you know
starts
what
to
I
get a
mean?
little stuffy on the
Yeah,
island.
it's
I'm with
stuffy.
you.
Long
That's why I
Island
keep
ass.
moving further and further out east.
I know, yo.
There's less and less people, more and more
They're like, where does
beaches.
Jesse live? I'm like, Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, just about. I'm on the bay now.
Yeah.
I'm out on the bay.
He's going to live in a big
I'm
boat.
on the bay. We went and looked at a house today. We're gonna buy it.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it.
It's nice. It's nice to have connections of off market
I was about to say, JP
properties.
moved my juice
you know?
again. Look ahead.
So just keeping it going. Keeping
Buy
it
a
going.
house and break a house.
That's it. Buy it, fix it, sell it. Well, the idea is to rent it, but
We've been through that.
I shouldn't drop where I'm at just because low key, but where I'm at is not really a rental area, But either way, on a bright note, tell you guys something cool that's going on in my week this week. So on the Bars app, if y'all didn't know, I'm a big proprietor, supporter of.
By the way, the Bars app, is all those beats are original beats?
Yeah, these are all like people, all these producers, they submit their beats, and every Friday they release, like 10 new beats.
Yeah, but do people use like other
Static
beats?
Selector has just been involved in it, so like we had like 3 weeks.
Oh, Daniel Son.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai.
You
Cobra
did, you
Kai. Miyagi.
But yeah, the Static Selector beats were dope.
Yeah.
So he came in. So I'm excited to see like who else starts to get involved more and like on that end, So
Yeah,
it
you guys
was
are
really dope.
You're
but-
one Drake away.
Yeah, word.
One Drake away.
Bro,
Jada
look what happened with
Jada Kiss has been all over it, and
Battle rap since the emergence first of all, the sad part is, since the emergence of Drake and his interest in like Kevin Durant, these guys that pulled up to this stuff, there's much more exposure. But what's sad is that a lot of the really good talent didn't get a chance to get the exposure that battle rap now gets.
Sure.
Which is crazy because there was some really talented
COVID
people.
really hit it hard.
Yeah,
though.
of course, because it's a big
Event started to suck.
It's a big gathering
You know?
event.
Yeah, but bar raps-
It would go down as a super spreader event.
They tried to, a couple, RBE actually kept this shit alive. So, shouts out to the RBE league. They at least out of everyone, they just recently released, like I watched Charlie Clips versus Big K the other night.
Charlie Clip's still going. Wow.
Bro, Big K is a monster right now. I was going to send you that battle. Like, at least watch the first rounds.
No, watch
because
it.
the first rounds are fire.
Yeah.
But either way, like I brought up the whole Bars app thing. So shouts out Deluxe, Sturman, the whole Bars app crew. One of my favorite guys on the Bars app, this dude, Comic Book Cam. Actually, another North Carolina dude. He's got a really dope band. He plays trumpet and shit. He's a really, really phenomenal creative rapper. So I woke up the other morning and I was tagged in this shit. So Cam started a Bars Halloween story, and he's always doing like creative ideas like this. So it was more of like a nomination type instead of like a cipher, right? So he kicked it off, and it was keep it, to 4 bars and keep the story going, right? So it's topical, and you want to stay on topic, right? So I was like, yo, this is awesome. And then I saw this one dude, Blank, nominated me, so I was part 5, and watching it throughout the last 2 days start to like come to a story. I think we're up to like part 11. Jules just dropped part 11. That's what I was listening to before we started recording. But yo, it's really cool, and I wanna like, hopefully I'll do it, or someone gather all the fucking videos and smash them together.
make it one big.
And make one big, so like we can get the actual full story. It would be dope.
And I was, you know what? It's funny he said that too, because I was meaning to mention that we should probably do reviews of some of the Bars app. Because
so
why
I'm
not?
glad,
We could take a couple freestyles.
I'm glad you brought that up, because
Yeah,
Deluxe actually reached out to me personally about the podcast.
Yeah.
And, I told him I was going to discuss it with you guys, which, John Paul and I talked about it briefly. And once we get up, with the new equipment, we're going to be able to do
A few weeks we'll be able to start doing
live streams and
or
live
or
interviews and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which would be cool, because, if we ever get stuck again, we could just like phone in the lawyer,
That's hilarious. We should have a whole segment.
Just always have
He's
a
gonna say,
phone on hand.
phone in
JP's
the
about to say
lawyer.
when we have a producer, but phone in the lawyer.
Yeah,
That's a great segment right there. That's a great segment right there. Phone in the lawyer.
Phone in the lawyer.
Yeah, but
With my
so
wa-
anyone who's into hip hop and is down with the Halloween spirit, get the Bars app. It's in the Apple Store as Get Bars, Rapper's Delight Bars. It's
And if
called.
you're in the New York area, we're looking for a producer.
Word,
Because
get at us.
I would love to phone a friend. I just like this guy. I'm in.
Just have someone with a fucking
I
camera
love
hooked
it.
up.
With
I
this
love it.
quarter, I want to call my lawyer.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
That's
in.
it.
I'm in.
That's good. That's good.
You guys. All right, let's get.
Sorry,
let's get-
hit
let's get-
us with it. What happened? What's going on in the news?
I'm gonna do something a little fucking weird and lighthearted, kind of.
Okay.
Did you see when Brady threw his 600th TD pass? With
Oh
Mike
my
Evans
God! Oh
gave
my!
the fucking ball.
Oh my God!
Now I don't know. Now normally when there's normally with football games and
Don't get
teams,
me started.
usually before the game starts,
the guy was a dick and gave it.
No. But
Hashtag white people.
Before the game starts,
Yes, this
usually
is-
go, all right, guys, there's this fucking record. Let's be aware of it. A lot of times, QBs.
Oh yeah.
Usually they'll talk about it. All right, Brady's about to throw his 600th, most likely. Make sure that 600th ball you give to Brady or the equipment manager who usually takes those things.
Hashtag white people.
So
I'm gonna
Mike
say that a
Evans,
lot.
he spikes the ball or whatever. He goes back to grab it from whoever picked it up. So I thought myself, I'm like, oh, he probably grabbed the ball, whatever, blah, blah. He went and handed it to someone.
Oh.
Right in the front row. Some dude
Hashtag white people.
with a Brady fucking jersey.
Okay.
Then One of the managers had to go over there
so
and
ready for this.
negotiate with this guy to get that ball back.
No. You're being
And he
nice.
did.
He got extorted. This was not
How'd
a
he get
fucking
extorted?
negotiation. So this guy received Tom Brady.
Two Tom Brady jerseys.
Two Tom Brady jersey, a Mike Evans jersey signed, Mike Evans autographed cleats, and 2 years of season tickets. He got extorted.
Yo.
He got
Got
extorted.
extorted. That
Why?
sounds like he won.
Okay, time out. The ball, this happened, Sunday? Today is Wednesday. The ball right now is currently valued at $500,000.
That was the guy from the Golden Auction House said it could be worth $500,000.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
I don't
he didn't
care,
know.
man. That's all bullshit.
He didn't
what
know.
do you mean? Stop. Guys, stop. See, this is why you need to phone a friend. Because that's when you call me and I'll be like, this is what you're going to do.
So wait. Let me ask you, Gene. You would be that face on national television that goes, nah, fuck you, Tom Brady.
And I'm viral. Shit, this guy's making it even better. I didn't even calculate being viral yet. I was just thinking about what I can get out of this. Okay, let's break this down.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, it's not terrible. Listen.
That's terrible,
Listen,
Gene.
I have since become a Tom Brady fan since he's been to Tampa Bay, and he's not in my hair.
Yeah, see,
And-
we don't even like people
Okay,
like you.
so now
we don't even like
that's
people like
one.
you.
Second of all,
you
I'm
bandwagon Brady fan.
No, that's not true. Brady.
I came out of the Brady closet in like 06. All
What
right?
are you saying?
First of all, the only reason why you like Brady is because the
My ass.
Giants beat him twice.
Yeah.
because
No wonder.
Let's
06.
Let's
No way.
not
No, 'cause
lie
he's
about
always
why
been-
you like him.
He's
Let's not
always
lie.
been phenomenal to watch.
Because he allows you to say Eli was good. But now, let's focus. Back to what we were saying. Yeah, you remove Brady, Eli's an idiot.
let me tell you something.
But I'm saying-
Tom Brady is Ryan Reynolds' favorite quarterback. That says enough.
Deadpool?
Yes.
Okay. So you get a football. I'm not saying, okay, I personally want the money. So I would have been like, this ball's mine, $200,000. Talk to my lawyer, Zelly would have been on speed dial. That's a fact. But fine, you're a fan, The least I'm getting for Tom Brady's 600 touchdown football is lifetime season tickets. That's the least. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? The guy's like 50 something probably. Like, I can't get lifetime season tickets. 2 fucking years. I get 2 years of season tickets. The only thing he really got is a Tom Brady autographed
How
jersey.
much is that jersey
got
going to
it.
worth?
Yeah,
now, though?
the Tom Brady
And Mike Evans autographed
Yeah, because they're both
cleats.
gonna be Hall of
And Mike
Famers.
Evans jersey.
Yeah, but guys,
Come on, Gene.
This is a milestone that
You're being
will
greedy.
not
You're
be
being greedy
broken.
AF.
The chances
How
of
do you know?
someone because he's 40 something. No one
Aaron
else.
Rodgers going to be able to do it.
He ain't going. Aaron Rodgers.
might.
Stop it. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers ain't playing to 40 something.
He's done. The guy's fucking playing at a
No,
high
he's not, he's
level.
not done. He was MVP last year.
all
However,
Come on.
outside of your
Come on.
mind.
all right, listen, he's
Done,
not going to
he
get
said.
600.
He almost retired
But my
this year.
point, my
No,
point
he
is,
didn't.
He was out.
my point is, he could have got more. And yes, did he do the right thing as a fan?
He did. I
Yeah, he
applaud
did.
that. Good.
Yeah, he did.
I applaud you, sir.
I knew it.
Way to be,
You knew
way
it.
to be a good, way to
I
be a
don't know-
good
I
human.
know. Capitalist Jesse knows that we could have got more for that.
Yo, guess what? I commend you on the negotiation. I bet you he could have said, "No, I want lifetime season. In fact, I want my kids to have season tickets for
And what's wrong with
their
that?
lifetime."
And you think that's wrong?
No, they, if that's what he wanted, he should have negotiated it. Whatever.
Well, you don't know where those seats were, so you don't know how much those seats are worth. Either.
That's another thing. Because if I'm going to
Let
get
me tell you
seats,
something.
I would
So
got-
you don't know where those
I would
seats
got
are.
Mike
either
Evans
box seats for life or
handed someone the ball.
Yes.
You just got season tickets for 2 years where Mike Evans can hand you a ball.
Right. Yeah, I hear
Those
you.
are worth a lot of money. But the money that's not even, I don't know.
Those season tickets, he could sell all of them if he wants.
That's my point.
There you
so
go.
That's my point. So if he has
All right.
season tickets for life, at least now you know he can always negotiate that.
He could still negotiate the next 2 years. Come on, man.
Bro, he got robbed.
We still got
Guys,
3 more years of
Bro,
we
you
got
got-
3 more years of the
Bro.
Biden administration. Inflation's going to keep going.
Guys.
Those tickets that are 500 this year, they're going to be 1,000 next year. He's making money on the deal.
Bro.
And Tom Brady likes him now.
And that's the other thing. Tom Brady likes him. He's not like some dick. Imagine Tom Brady
I
always
didn't
hating
say
you.
I wouldn't give up the football.
I'm just
What
saying.
I'm saying is it's not gonna be that easy.
I don't know, maybe he gets-
I'm gonna.
Also, part of that deal was something special from Tom. And it's not just the jerseys because they mention the jerseys.
That's a
You'll
good
get
point.
jerseys
We'll
and
see what
then
that is.
something special from Tom.
Oh.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
This motherfucker's gonna get like who's he sponsored by?
Bro, he's gonna get lunch with
TB12.
No, I'm saying what car company? Like if it was Eli Manning, he would have gotten a brand new Buick. You know what I mean?
awesome.
Like, well, I'm just saying he had Buick. All right, stop knocking my man's. All right,
LeBron with a Kia.
stop knocking my man's.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
Eli
said
Manning
something-
is the Buick of.
Melissa said something. Peyton and Eli have a show together.
Monday Night Football.
We talked about this.
What we did?
Yeah, man. Monday Night Football.
I don't even know what you guys are saying.
Monday
You
Night
don't
Football.
pay attention.
They watch the game and then they comment on. They have guests on.
Oh,
they
guess
talk
who they
about
had
the
this
game.
Oh, you guys did bring this up.
And guess
That's
who they
right.
had this week? Marshawn Lynch. And Marshawn Lynch told them, it's hilarious because Marshawn Lynch told them,
About the dude who took
No.
a shit out in the front of his restaurant.
no,
That's how he got a job. Oh.
No, Eli is like, is it true that you drank a fifth of Hennessy before a game? Like, this is just hilarious that Eli asking.
Eli's actually good on
I know.
TV.
So he's like, yeah. He goes, so then what the hell did you drink today to watch the game? And, he gave him one of those weird, like, I drank four cups. I'm off. And then he offered, then when they went to commercial break, Marshawn Lynch was like, here we go. Eli went to go get some Hennessy. And that right there made the whole thing for me. I'm like, I'm done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And
Well,
Pey-
no,
I like the
you know,
Mannings. I want to watch that.
No, it's good.
What is it on?
It's the
ESPN
Monday Night
2.
Football, bro.
Oh,
ESPN
cool.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like
ESPN
during
also,
the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's live.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
But ESPN does it on ESPN too.
Yeah.
Same shit. They
Love
get all the
it.
money. They don't give a shit. It's brilliant actually on
That's
ESPN.
great.
It's one of the smart things
And to
they
be honest
did.
with you, Monday Night Football is going nowhere because they could never get, like, the guys.
What brothers are loved more than the Manning
a
brothers
lot
in
of people hate
America?
him though, bro.
Besides the Lawrence brothers
What brothers?
and then the
Lawrence?
Wayans brothers before them.
Lawrence brothers.
The Baldwin brothers. No, I'm joking. Too easy. Yeah, I didn't do
That was
that.
a good.
Oh, yo, that was a good segue, my man.
It's like we compete about it every week. That was
Yo, what do you mean? What was a good segue? What happened with the Baldwins?
Brothers.
It was a good segue.
Did their car service get shut down?
They have a car service.
Did you guys heard about it? I'm assuming. I
Yeah.
mean, who didn't? Helena Hutchins got killed
My man Dick Cheney, somebody.
by
My man got Dick
Alec
Cheney.
Baldwin.
My man got Dick Cheney. NRA times 2.
Alec Baldwin fucking
Shot somebody.
yeah, but
The Lee
you know
family
what?
had something to say about it.
Oh,
They did.
it's nostalgic because it was
Oh, the
Brandon
Lee, yes.
Lee's-
Well, yeah. Well,
You know?
You mean
Why
Brandon?
would
Melissa was like, she goes, I'm confused. I was like, oh, you're so young.
Because Bruce Lee died. Because
You didn't. I was like,
he
you
died
weren't
on
like,
set.
you weren't into movies. You were still watching Disney movies
Yeah,
when Brandon Lee, when The Crow was
yeah,
filmed.
that was big, and he died on set.
that wasn't the
That's
first one. There was another
adorable.
one. I forgot the guy's
I think
name.
I was 10.
He was fucking around. He played like
Russian
put it
roulette.
up to his head, thinking it's a blank,
Oh,
but it still fires out pressure, and it put him in a coma, and he died like a month later.
Well, here's the irony about it.
that
Since I
sucks.
did read
That's
up,
the first one. That was in the 80s.
I read up about it a little bit. There is a possibility that Alec Baldwin can actually face criminal charge for this. So it's not, the assumption is that
How?
I'm going to tell you how, because
I wanna hear this.
what is happening is they are still the most important to this case. The most important thing to this case is ballistics. So now they have to go and figure out what bullets were on set, what bullets got shot out of that gun, and then that is the investigation.
That's going to be the assistant director's
Yeah,
fault.
exactly.
It's not going to be Alec
Because-
Baldwin's fault.
100%, because
what
I was
happens
going to
is
say I thought it was unloaded.
on a set,
But
when
if
they
the
come
bullet-
on,
I agree, but if the bullet fired doesn't match what they had or the inventory, like let's say Alec
you saying
Baldwin.
he put the bullet in the thing?
I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but I'm saying if it comes out that
No, I mean,
No,
listen,
that's not gonna
I'm just saying.
happen. That didn't happen.
Okay,
That
let me.
didn't
what I'm
happen.
saying is
I've
it could
never been
happen.
on.
A movie
I've
set?
never been on like a big movie
set?
set like
Okay.
that. I've done my fair share of stage shows.
No, I get it. There's a
I've
prop
been
manager
around
that's in charge.
smaller, films.
Yeah,
The actors are never the ones handling
I agree.
props.
So
like
there's
like especially on a movie like a Hollywood movie set
it was
like
actually
that.
a low budget movie
Low
set
budget.
too.
But even still, like, whom was their production? There's full production crews, which means it's a union. It's a
it
union.
wasn't.
It's not
It wasn't
union.
the ASA union. It wasn't that union. So if that strike that I
But
talked
I'm sure
about
there was some
happens,
union. There was some union there.
From what I heard,
There's a props union there. There has to be.
This is Tom
there
Brady.
wasn't.
Really?
It was not.
This
so
is
when the assistant director has the gun and he hands it to, he's supposed to say cold gun on set, and he did. So now Alec Baldwin thinks I got a cold gun.
Yeah.
Meaning blanks. That's so right there, just in the line of how shit gets handed down.
You're right.
Alec Baldwin is just the guy shooting the gun.
Shooting the gun, right?
No, listen. The reason
it's not going to come on him unless it's found that there was tampering, which there isn't.
Listen, the only reason why,
right? I mean, I'm not closely looking into
that gun had an issue already. There was complaints about that gun. There were people on that set saying this doesn't feel like a safe set. So there was all backstories and shit.
Yeah.
But that gun did misfire twice on set with blanks.
And
interesting.
And I'll tell you this: we all know why it became such a big story. Obviously, someone died, but it's also Alec Baldwin, and then you also had Candace Owens chimed in.
Of course.
She said the equivalent of, roughly paraphrasing, that after spending all this time, chasing basically Trump fans and people like that, it's the irony of him actually killing someone, blah, blah, and then they came after her real quick. So
because it's a weird connection you're
I know.
making. This is not like, it's not like him fucking around.
I know, it was a cheap shot. The tweet was since deleted.
Well, Donald Trump Jr., you see what he did?
Yeah, Donald Trump Jr.
The fucking shirts.
You know what, though?
That's...
But you know what's funny about that?
It's fucking wrong, bro. I mean, come on.
It's wrong, but
it wasn't that funny.
No, but you know what?
That's funny.
You know
it really wasn't.
No,
though.
but that's
funny.
Why? Because it was Donald Trump Jr.? It really wasn't funny.
That
like, it
shirt
sucked.
Is the accuracy of the argument
here
of the NRA in its entirety. Once
sure.
again, I am pro guns.
But again,
I am pro guns.
Then why did?
But the idea that
guns
don't kill
okay,
let me
guns
explain.
don't kill people. People kill people.
Right, but
let me explain. If Ted Cruz came out with that shirt, not funny, lowbrow, inappropriate. It had to have been.
Still,
it had to have been a Trump.
It was trashy still.
Of course it was trashy.
It was trash
It's
joke.
a trashy move.
And you know what? Usually I commend their funniness.
I don't think it's as bad as he thinks, and I don't think it's as good as you think.
Right.
I think it's just.
I commend. I commend their.
I think he had shock value. He took the opportunity. He seized it. He'll trend for 3 days.
Exactly.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's like I look at it like this.
It ain't that serious.
This one guy.
He got in shit for it though.
This one guy, amongst many people, dragged your family and their name and your name through the mud.
So there's no way I'm not gonna take a chance. Yeah,
I'm gonna jump on this lowbrow cheap shot. So in a way, it's just like.
And I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
For Trump Jr., like
if anyone else did, it would have been like you're a scumbag. I mean, it's again, it's still a scummy move,
it's
of
still
course.
A scumbag move.
And you gotta remember too, like
it's laughable because it's him.
He's the side of the everyone's too sensitive. So he's gonna go for that joke, and he can, because it's like, yo, this is exactly what I'm fucking talking about. I can't even make this joke. You know what I mean? He's not a comedian, obviously. But you get my point.
Okay, here's the thing. Because I just had an emotion come up in me.
The timing thing.
I'm over that shit.
Exactly. I was just about to say. Because you know what? Like,
oh my
and I'm going to retract what I just said a little bit. I stand firm on if it was anyone else, it's completely lowbrow. The fact that it was a Trump, it gets a pass from me. But the whole thing is, this situation should not be made fun of.
Okay, I'm going to say something.
Because a child lost their mother. A husband lost his wife.
And this happens every day.
That's tragic and sad. There was nothing. This is when I checked out of it. Now I actually feel bad that I didn't dive in further of this because I bought into it. At first, it became very interesting when I saw the conspiracy news running rampant, right? Of who her husband was. But when you follow those breadcrumbs, you're like, there is zero connection whatsoever. And then she was about to do a documentary about a pedophile ring in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh,
that's inaccurate.
These pedophile
too.
people attack every fucking thing is somehow attacked. Listen,
it was BS anyways.
I know, but pedophilia is so serious,
right, it's all bullshit.
And what they do with it, it's like a rally call for conspiracy nuts when it's an actual real problem in America and the world.
Yes.
And the fact that people use it as a battle cry and they have politicized it is fucking like that boils my blood. But I'm gonna tell you this.
It's like before you jump, just because my whole issue there is like, and this goes for both sides. There is so much wrong in just everyday practice with the way that our country operates. There's no need for these like side-angled low blows. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough things to call people out on, you know, that is of merit, you know, than having to drum up these fictitious conspiracy theories like, see, I told you Clinton had them in the basement. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, let's move on from that. There's enough shit going down. We have cargo ships blocked at our fucking ports, and they can't. This is a problem.
The reason,
let's move on from the conspiracies of the Clintons. Let them fizzle away and die.
The reason why conspiracies will always be around.
They're fun.
They're
entertaining. I love them. I think they're super entertaining.
There's two things about conspiracies that work very well. It's the ego component of like you figured something out that other people are blind to. So like, you're all fucking sheep. You don't see this?
Yeah.
The fucking aliens parked their car back. Yeah. Got it. Right. You're the world's smartest guy. And we have a global elite with millions of dollars, but you, poor man Joe, got him. You're on him.
I hear you.
Well,
That's a
I
good
believe
assessment.
that there is a global elite.
No, obviously.
You know,
listen,
mean,
it's like the Illuminati.
when you follow
there
the
is
money,
something of it. I saw it on Gargoyles, so it's real. No, but Illuminati, it's Gargoyles. If you ever watched one of my favorite cartoons.
That was a great cartoon.
Great
bro.
cartoon.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about the Illuminati and Gargoyles. But Goliath, bro, you gotta go dig deep. But anyway,
I was thinking of the fucking second Da Vinci Code movie, but go on.
Nah, that
was a good movie.
That
too.
was a good movie
I know
too.
it was.
Yeah.
But you know, so there's the ego component to
Angels and demons.
There's
Sorry.
the ego component to conspiracies, and the second thing is the things that you're speaking of get normalized so quickly. Like, for example, gas prices. We know they're high. Everyone's mad, but guess what? It is what it is. Whatever it is that you like, the things that you say that we could harp on, people normalize it very quickly. Like, for example, we were all flipping out about, you know, people could potentially lose their jobs by vaccination 2-3 weeks ago. Normalized. It happens really fast in our society. How fast we just
accept.
Like,
And
it's
comply.
like it's a big
Yeah.
and then all right, let's.
I don't know, man. That
what do you mean?
That protest.
Social media is exactly.
That protest
Listen,
in New York City said otherwise.
you talking
No,
about in
that's
front of
still going.
Barclays for
The one
Kyrie?
that was over the Brooklyn Bridge and they were all walking and shit.
And they went to City Hall. There was tens of thousands of people there.
For which
the
one is
media
it?
didn't cover it, so you didn't
Well,
see it on
okay.
like national news.
I
you know,
had
like
people on my story that went to it.
By the way, I don't want to.
On my page that I know. People I know went to it.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to sidetrack, but
Tens of thousands
I do
of
want to
people
say
showed
something
up.
because I feel like I have to
Doesn't
mention
get
too.
covered.
So, Kyrie Irving has somehow now, and even Dave Chappelle to some extent, have now become like I don't say poster children, but like the conservative right has now taken these people and are now using them pretty much as an example of freedom of speech and things of that nature, and how our freedoms are under attack, blah blah. Which once again, I fully agree that our freedoms are being pushed to the limit, 100%. What I don't like is this is the shit that pisses me to high hell. Is the same people who will tell you shut up and dribble will turn around and tell this, look at what Kyrie Irving, you were making fun of him when you said the earth was flat. Like, I didn't forget that.
Well, you could also take the-
now all of a sudden he's a genius because he fits your narrative.
narrative.
And this is exactly back
Same
to
thing
what
with LeBron, though.
Yes.
It was like the other they were saying, shut up and all right, LeBron, we don't care about what you're saying.
Because it's
Just shut up.
Yeah,
and then when Kyrie Irving says it, well, let him talk.
and this is
I
why
get it.
to me,
I see it.
and this is why I agree with you too. I think both sides, if there's one thing that could change the game, is both sides have to call out the hypocrisy within their own side. I'm not saying not to back up whatever it is you believe in, from fucking abortion to border control, whatever it is you believe in, double down on it. But when your side does something that is clearly hypocritical,
Right.
you have got to nail them to the wall, because that's
never
the
gonna
only way
happen.
they're going to do better.
It's never gonna
You know
happen.
why it's never going to happen? Because people, once again, and
Not on mainstream media.
No, but even social media. You know what? Social media is a crisis, but what I do like about it
I'm not
is
talking about social media
the idiots are still telling you what they really believe. It's as honest as get. You go on your keyboard,
Right.
and you say, hey,
No filter.
Now, when you realize someone's dumb, that's something different, but it's still what they think.
Sure.
And my whole thing is like, just because someone agree, like I can't imagine a world like this is worse than sport percentage, where someone agrees with 1 out of 10 things someone does, and they will back that person so much because of the one thing they find so important. When there's 9 things they were like, I really don't care
How
about
this?
that.
But let's not even.
Dude, Chad
let's not
Pennington
even,
was really good at throwing in the flats. Like,
All right, what is that?
he should be. I'm just.
Are you trying, like, bro? Really? Like, really? Leave us
dare
alone.
I'm trying to.
How
I'm trying to
dare
say
you.
Chad Pennington
He had
was a
surgery.
good quarterback, guys.
He had a torn rotator cuff.
He was a really good
and
quarterback
Chad
because he could
Pennington-
throw the ball on the flats real well.
And Chad Pennington
That was
was
after his shoulder injury.
rotator cuff, and Chad Pennington was
no,
Everyone
are
knows
we
that.
not saying the same thing?
no. And
I like one thing about him, so I'm bigging him up.
It's weird. Well, that's different
Chad's
because he
different.
was good and better than that before his shoulder injury.
Chad
so
was
it's like that's a weird.
Chad was missing,
Okay,
Chad
I'm
was-
sorry.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
like
sorry.
It. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Trent Dilfer is one of the best quarterbacks because he has.
Who won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, is that
That
is
doesn't.
that
No
better?
one says that. Everyone calls him one of the worst quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Go on.
yeah. I get what you're saying. You're saying that
www.
what
I'm
you're
saying
saying
nothing.
What you're comparing is misplaced loyalty. When people are
Right.
blindly
I see what
loyal
you're doing.
to someone. I agree with that.
Y'all liked Eli. I get it. Moving on.
Ooh, wow, damn, shit. Wow.
Fair,
Buzzing.
Yeah.
fair.
But you get it. And I just think
but
that
for real?
it's something that
I mean, 2 is kind of like.
I'm
I mean, you're the argument is
Fair
weighed
enough.
in my favor there.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
And them
Fair
2
enough. I said
MVPs
it.
to
Fair
follow
enough.
up with it.
No, but Eli Manning is a good example of
All right.
that.
But what-
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because how many times did they want to trade the fucking guy? Just same way they went to fire the coach every fucking year, even though.
And then they made the playoffs.
But that's fair.
Oh.
But that's
All right,
but,
guys.
but you know what?
It's not what we were talking
No, no, no,
about.
no.
I'm done with it.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bring it back.
I hate his fucking.
No,
His.
no. But the point is,
What is it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
but you know, the
Comparison.
Yeah.
Yes, but the with the Giants in that comparison, and this last thing I mentioned about it is they were fair weather fans with it, which I'm okay with because what they're doing is they're living in the moment. You do something good, we praise you for it. You do something bad, we attack you for it. As in athletes want loyalty, as in like I won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
You
Yeah,
want that in
you did.
politics.
I want that in politics.
Yeah, see,
That-
that's what I was
yeah.
saying. Thank you, Gene, for clarifying it
But that's
for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
That's
that is-
exactly what I was saying. You just said it more eloquently.
Did he ever?
Sorry that I chose Chad Pennington talking to 2 Jet fans. That was the mistake there. Well, no, he was actually a good
No, the
If
problem with-
Ronnie was here, he would have.
No, the problem with Chad Pennington is that he was the first prototypical game manager. We don't need a game manager because that's what politicians are.
2-minute drill was on par.
Because this is what politicians are. They're game managers. I will never fall in love with a game manager. I want someone.
But your 1 out of 10 thing, I don't even think Biden has 1 out of 10. I think the only thing he's got going is he was labeled a Democrat.
No, Biden had. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Biden.
So they're like, Democrat.
And we're gonna fly.
That's
through
not
it.
Trump.
No more free community
We're gonna
college.
fly through it real quick. Is that Biden did? Like if
He
the-
allowed
if
the
there was-
IRS to spy on you depositing.
Nah.
If your account has $600 or more,
No.
they can look at you.
What they do is those are the 1099 problems. If you're a 1099 person, just fucking make sure your paperwork's right. That's all. It is what it is. If
fuck
someone
that.
paid you more than $600, figure it out. But what Biden did is Biden is like the soundbite of the best of the Democrat hits. Like if it was an album, that's what he did. He took I was Obama's homie. I'm this, I'm that. I got the first black vice president. Like he took the best pages of every playbook, threw it together, and created enough confusion. The racism thing, because remember we had the cops. There was a big anti-police sentiment because we had the Jacob Blake shooting. We had Floyd.
Listen, I get that he played
there was a
everything
big
right.
stir. Then we do have some type of counting irregularity, because I don't want to use the other words that are used.
He's not even hiding
There's
the
a-
tyranny now.
there's-
They're not even hiding it.
You know why?
Did you see one of his latest press conference
No, listen, let me tell you something.
Q&As there?
Don't worry, because I got your segue.
Yeah, they should all lose their jobs.
Don't worry, because I got your segue, JP, because I thought about it driving here because I filled up my tank. It was $52. I was on the phone with my friend. I'm like, $52? Bring back Trump. I was like, fuck this bullshit. And then
He probably lost his shit on you.
yeah,
Didn't
I was like, no. He was like, yeah, I agree. And he's black. I'm like, fuck that. And like I tell people all the time, a little racism never killed anybody. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry. But
yeah, you would know better than me. I don't know.
No, it did. That's a joke.
I know.
But,
I know. Gee, I'm fucking around.
But I'm like, Trump wins. We're still where we are because half the country is still pissed off. And this is what people have to understand.
Yeah,
no
but
matter
you're
what
not-
happens, half the country is gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying
the stores still
you want
have
to be on the
shit
losing
on
half.
shelves. You know,
Yeah,
production isn't
yeah.
halted. Construction is still going fine.
No, listen, I'm with you.
And I understand. I'm not trying to be one of these guys that you can't blame gas prices on the president. But what you
Accurate. I'm glad you
what
know
you
that.
can do is clearly see the fuck up when gas prices go from $1.90 and change, and in 8 months to $3.50. There's a clear fuck up there in foreign policy, in trade negotiations. That, like Trump or not, he was clearly really good at that.
And we had a surplus during the pandemic. That's the part that people don't realize. Because they remember.
Afghanistan,
No one was
the
driving.
Middle East
Exactly.
was under control. ISIS was fucking done.
No,
Like,
ISIS was never done.
we were the oil, guys. We controlled the oil fields there. We were the oil.
We were growing weed out of the oil production. Bro,
I don't even want to get into it all right now because
bro, listen.
I'm just.
If we're gonna control
Oh,
oil,
man.
if we're gonna control oil, it should be our own. That's always been my.
We
issue,
were
my
leading the
stand on.
world, when it came to.
Listen,
Also, we're
JP was
leading the
right a
world
long
of
time.
pissing people off.
Elon Musk,
Oil.
fuck the oil.
I get it. And now he's doing a Trump Media Technology Group. So I don't know if he's going to run again because he's going to get billions from that.
Actually, no, it's 50-50 because
He's gonna make a lot of money from
Because
this.
no, he's gonna make money, but because you
Like a lot of money.
because you gave us homework, just didn't do it. I thought about this
He
because
probably knows about this already. He probably knew about this before I knew about it.
no, he didn't.
I mean, I
he
knew
knew it
that
was coming because we talked about this.
No,
Yes,
I
he
knew.
is. He
I
did
knew,
know it was
like,
coming.
bro, this was in the works.
Yeah, exactly for a while.
Yes.
Back
No,
when
March.
Parler got
Okay.
booted from Apple. You
But
know what I
listen,
mean? Like Trump was.
so his-
and it's going to be called Truth.
No.
That's just the social media end of it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be called,
Oh,
Truth.
this is like a whole
Truth Social.
conglomerate.
Yes, the whole conglomerate.
Oh,
Because what he's
yeah.
trying to do is
Talk to me.
He's
No, I
trying.
don't know anything about
He's trying
this
to
thing.
protect. Okay, basically, his whole spiel about this is that our freedom of speech is under attack. They are not going to censor arguments or things on that platform.
He's going to open up a fucking another 8chan.
Yeah, but the way I feel, and this is my issue with this whole thing, is that Trump and that fan base is so polarizing that this is just going to become a big echo. This is going to be Newsmax, but on fucking
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah. Oh, and he also wants to do a video
Yeah.
website.
And what
too.
could start out as a great idea.
One of the smartest things he should do is hire fact checkers for it and at least have conservative minds in there. So it's not so biased towards one, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get you.
Or at least make it somewhat, at least make it truthful on the conservative end. You know what I mean? If you're gonna lean to the right,
I know,
don't
but you see the point.
don't let it become an 8chan that's just like
But do you see
a
the problem?
random platform that anyone
Listen.
can go up there and post and say whatever the fuck they want.
I know, but
because a lot of if you go on to 8chan, right? Like the reason I'm bringing this up is because I dove into that fucking HBO documentary, that QAnon thing, right?
Yes.
And I had never been on 8chan, 4chan, or any of these things. I'm not like a fucking internet guy like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I used to illegally download music. You know what I mean? Like
This
Napster.
motherfucker.
that's what it was. Fuck
Go
you,
on.
Metallica. That's why I don't like your ass anymore.
You never liked him, but go on.
I didn't. But like when I was watching this shit, like I'm realizing like, oh my God, like this is so graphic and disgusting. Like beyond child porn, all right, beyond child porn, apparently, is allowed to be up there. And people post and go to these forums and these boards and engage because it's all anonymous, right? So it's like, you know, I don't know. And then there's like this other like deep fucking weird part of my brain that thinks that, maybe this is actually a good thing for people. Well, not only because you can find them, but like for people that have a somewhat grasp on their crazy fucking fetishes, that they can get their needs met here without having to do something horrible in reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I have a lot of conflicting thoughts when it comes to shit like that. But me as a general user, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want my kids to be able to go on and see that shit. I'm not trying to censor them, but there is just, I mean, I guess I am. Yeah, I guess you're right. Because I think that there's just certain things that developing mind should not be exposed to. You know? End of discussion. Yeah. Like there's you know, and then just weak-minded people can't handle certain things. There are certain, like, I'm not a weak-minded person, but I don't want to go on there and see that gore. I don't want to see a video of someone fucking hanging themselves. Like, it's uncomfortable.
We've been through this weak-minded road a million times, and I tell you the same thing every time. At the end of the day, just follow the numbers.
I'm confused about it. Is basically my whole point of this is I'm confused. I don't know where to stand on this because 8chan and that whole type of the internet is dark and disgusting and grotesque and should not exist. But
you're not gonna like my take on this.
Does it deserve to be shut down?
You're not gonna like my take on this, but since the dawn of time, there have been people in charge. There have been kings, queens, presidents, tribal leaders, yada, yada, yada. And the reason why is because the masses, the general public in situations cannot be in charge. Not only because of intelligence, but just because of the sheer numbers. You can't have a million people.
Person is smart, people are stupid, the old saying.
Yeah, like now here's the thing. Now, if you are a so-called smart person and you want to manipulate dumb people or people who aren't as informed or intelligent, to me that's shame on you, because I look at it from a greater good, and this is outside of business, because business capitalizes on lack of intelligence fiscally, and that's okay. I'm not mad at that, because if you prioritize something over something else, I don't necessarily look at that as a deep intellectual flaw. Like if you prioritize sneakers over paying your rent, is that bad? Yes. Am I here to monitor that? No.
Right. It's not you.
Yeah. But
of course,
when you're talking about general safety of children, women, whatever it may be, race groups, things like that, there has to be a bigger concept. It's why when like people were anti-police, I'm like, yeah, let's see how long that lasts. Because it's all fun and games till someone kicks in your door. You're like, oh shit, isn't that someone that stops this from happening? Yes. Yes, there is. They just make a lot of mistakes. So solving the issue is not firing everyone. It's how do we fix this? And I hate to say, but unfortunately, regulation and censorship, what you're against, and I'm not going to speak for you, but I think that you are so against the heightened corruption and the, oh my God, I almost said it, the deep state of the situation. I'm not gonna say the deep state, but the deep state in which we are right now. We've plunged ourselves to like Batman, when he's like, you got to clean the filth. When Gordon was saying that, like, we're so, this is Gotham City, bro. We're so bad.
8chan is.
Yeah, we're so bad that I get why you're like, because your number one argument over the years has, why would we allow someone who's doing a bad job more time to do worse? You're fucking right about that. Like, what? It's like a coach of a football team. So maybe the country needs to be run like a sports team. Because at the end of the day, if you keep fucking losing,
you get replaced.
Yeah. Like, you don't go to a board meeting like, yeah, we're 0-7. What's the plan for next week? Yeah, same shit we've been doing. Oh, 0-8, you're fired. Because it doesn't make sense.
Or you go to the board meeting, you're like, yeah, but the last coach kept doing these things.
Yes.
And,
you know what I mean? Like, you have to come up with solutions.
That's American politics. Yeah, but the last guy.
Now what I'm saying is, like, I hear about the truth thing, like,
But we need censorship.
I do see that truth thing. Yeah, it's not going to be like 8chan. Don't get me wrong.
It'll be close.
It won't be in that sense where it's going to allow child pornography. There are rules to it.
Good.
There are, of course, it is a social media platform, but they're not going to. There is a little bit of a catch. You can't disparage the company or Trump. You can't say anything bad about them, which I think is a little babyish. But
Okay.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no one.
No,
does.
I don't like that at all.
Right. Allegedly. But what I'm saying is, if it's going to be mostly people who love Trump and people that idolize Trump, which is just
Exactly.
as scary
It's gonna be a
as
toxic environment.
they're all going to be on there.
Yeah, but you should be able to go on there and troll those people and
Correct.
say what you want. Otherwise, it's North Korea.
But what I'm saying is, it's that's going to happen. There's no reason why, like on Twitter, became a very like left safe haven where you can only say left shit and any right shit kind of be like, get the fuck out of here. There's no reason why that's not going to happen just on the other side. So now you're just going to have
Two
competing echo chambers.
Which, don't get me wrong, and this is
Fox,
and-
CNN.
and this is my
That's all you're going to have.
And this is my ultimate beef with the whole thing, is that realistically speaking, if he wasn't such a businessman, because at the end of the day, half of the United States population is a great scalable business model. If you're telling me 150 million people are going to be on a platform and I can monetize that, go for it. That's just pure business. But from a what America needs, from a guy who says America first, from what America needs, they truly need a platform where people can have extreme discourse if necessary, but honest discourse.
And that's what he wants.
Like instead of fact checkers, because I like what you say, fact checkers. To me, all you need in social media is questionable. Someone writes something, it just say questionable. It's up to you at that point to decide if you're going to go find out.
Isn't everything?
Because when you bet a fact checker, who the fuck knows where the fact checker got this fact
That's
from?
what I'm saying.
Like, my point
You know
is
what I mean?
this,
Just
right?
Give me
So, like-
questionable. Like this is not a fact. The same way I can't steal someone's music and put it in the back of a video because they're like, that's not your song. Done. That's not a fact. Questionable.
I
Or my
learned today.
fact.
I
Yes.
learned today that there is a website that you can go to that you can write whatever the fuck you want.
Wikipedia?
No, you can write whatever you want, and then you can pick what news outlet you want to say it came from, and they will
Of course.
waterprint CNN on there, Fox on
Bro,
there,
are
and
you
then
talking
can,
about-
and then you can
Hold
post
on.
that shit up on social
Jesse.
media as it's an actual.
Jesse.
I didn't know that was a real thing. I just
Jesse.
found this out today. I was like, holy shit, this is some next level.
Jesse.
Like, and people know about this.
Jesse, this is the United States of America. Are you talking about doctoring things?
No, I'm talking way beyond doctoring.
What are you talking
things.
about? Catch me if you can, but
No, I'm talking
2021?
I'm talking
like, what
about.
do you mean?
I'm talking about. I can go onto whatever website this is
I get what you're
and
saying.
write a headline that
Doctoring.
said,
It's
"This
doctoring.
is not doctoring. This is outright lying.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
So it's
Jesse.
beyond doctoring.
This
Okay.
is not doctoring. This
Forgery.
is." But I can go on there and say,
Libel.
Jean Pierre drove drunk through the streets of Port Jefferson last night and killed 4 people. CNN said this, and post this fucking article all over. There's going to be thousands of people that know you and I that are now going to think that this is true because it came from CNN.
Jesse.
Good luck trying to disprove that this didn't come from CNN. It's
Jesse.
going to take you a long time. That is fucked up.
Jesse, someone recently.
Why are you just dismissing this?
I'm not. I'm going to expand.
This is a big
I'm going to
problem.
extend your point. Someone recently, within this week, just got arrested in this, I believe, in Florida. She manufactured coupons. I want to explain to you what she did. Like, she literally made a coupon to 7-Eleven that said $2 coffees. She made it so real that it worked.
But
at the 7-Elevens.
Anyone
But
can do that.
I know, but she had a multi-million-dollar scheme.
Oh.
That's why she's going to jail. She made multi-millions of dollars. She had a coupon catalog where people were getting shit for $1. Either way, they were sending her money. The point is, doctoring things, manipulating things, that's the curse of technology, which is why
Deep fakes.
information systems protection and cybersecurity is like the next.
No, what you just
big
said, what
thing.
you're talking about right there is forgery. Forgery has always been a thing. It was an art firm. For
I
a
know,
What
long
you're talking
time.
about is kind of the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You're just
I'm-
forging.
You're just more.
No, you're outright lying.
Yes!
Like what I'm saying
So is
is,
she.
no, that's a forgery.
Which is
right?
lying.
Okay, sure, fine. Semantics. You're right. All right, I don't even know why I'm talking about it.
And okay, if I took
Doesn't matter.
Jesse,
It doesn't matter.
it's no different than
It's
the
no
person
different.
who makes a fake
Everyone's a
resume.
liar.
Fake resumes. We all know people do them, right?
The fact is
He's saying
that
consequentially, these are way worse than.
the fact is that this,
Then
Gene,
make-
you can't
you know.
go and start a multi-million-dollar couponing scheme. Do you know how to make those coupons that work?
I bet you if I could YouTube it. How sad
All
is
right,
that?
so then, yeah, maybe you could, but then you'd actually have to go about and do it. What I'm saying is that you, me, JP, anyone in the world right now, with the click of a button, can go write anything they want and let it be disguised as an actual news article from a reputable news source.
Which is what?
And post that shit online
But can I listen?
as facts. It's going to take a long time for that shit to
Okay,
trickle
when you
down.
say-
And it's going to win. This is the bigger problem. This is way bigger, more of a problem than forgeries.
Yeah, but Jesse,
you know what I mean?
You don't believe in reputable news sources. Neither do I.
Well, because there isn't any anymore.
So then what are you worried
there
about?
Because
Yeah,
there
but
are
a lot of
things
people
like
do,
this.
Gene. You know
Okay,
that.
but a lot of people also believe that their friend is really smart.
I mean, why
and
even have a
versed-
discussion if we're just going to dismiss everything?
I'm not dismissing.
Like, oh, you're right. It is what it is.
I'm
Fuck
talking
it.
about it. How am I dismissing it? What I'm telling you is that
Yeah, they're
a
liars.
lot of people follow people, and they give them credit for their intelligence on matters that they know nothing of, and they will take their opinion to face value. There are people I even follow. When they post something, I'm like, oh
Yes,
shit.
that used to
And
be a
then
thing in journalism called an opinion section.
Okay, and now
The New York Times still has an opinion
yes,
section.
and now guess what? They've monetized it. Because if you pay me,
Whatever. At least the New
See?
York Times. No, I'm
You
saying
can't
at least
say whatever.
but
This
you
is the
can
issue.
because if you're of average intelligence and you read the newspaper, you know that when you go to the opinion section of the New York Times, these are opinionated
I know, but Jesse-
articles. Hold on. And when you go to the front page of the New York Times, you know that these are actual
Jesse,
news articles.
I know, but
or
we-
at least used to be.
I know, but the biggest argument in the last 5 to 6 years, the Trump administration and forward, is the fact that I agree that the news in its entirety has been fully discredited. I don't care what page you're looking at. I don't care what TV you're looking at. I don't care who the fuck is talking. If you, as an American, don't now realize that it's been compromised, it's been proven.
But a lot of people
Right.
don't.
But what I'm saying is,
No,
a lot of people don't because it's
are
the
in
Trump
denial.
administration.
They know.
It's the Trump administration that is the one that basically served that up. Like, hey, these guys are fucking liars. These guys are fucking liars.
No, but
this shit.
I think-
this did not happen.
No, I think.
You know what I mean?
I think that's not fair. I think that everybody, I'll give you an example. During the Obama administration, there was a strong sentiment from people who knew that Fox News was smearing him.
Sure.
And then when Donald Trump came in, there's a large population of Americans who understand that CNN was smearing him.
Sure,
so
sure,
now
sure.
it's up to people to make that decision that, oh my God, like, and this is...
I think it's more than that. It's like it became way more apparent that news outlets were smearing him. And when it became super apparent to me was the whole Mexicans are murderers and rapists. Like that literally that game of telephone
that was
wound
great.
up funneling into actual primetime news anchors saying
Donald Trump
said Mexicans are rapists and murderers. I watched that whole
No,
debate.
no, I get
watched
it.
that whole thing live myself. I remember
Crooked Hillary.
exactly what he said.
Crooked Hillary.
You know?
You'd be in
And
jail.
he
They
didn't
did it
say
with George
that at
Floyd
all.
too, though. Like when he was, they said that he said George Floyd is looking down and he's very proud of our economy.
Yeah.
He never said those words.
Right.
I
know.
never once even
That-
mentioned connected them.
Right. So, but like that's what I mean. Like it has been now apparent to a lot of Americans that, oh, yo, no, you just flat out lied about that, and there's nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing that can be done about just flat out lying, yeah, maybe that used to happen for decades. It was never that apparent.
Well, that's,
You know
the,
what
whole,
I mean?
and that's the whole fight between Joe Rogan and CNN now, and Chappelle.
I don't think-
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
It's not that it wasn't that apparent, Jesse. It's that there's so much technology now involved in information. For example, Obama and Pryor didn't deal with bots. That wasn't a thing the way it is now. Like,
Sure.
this is a real, like, you have to deal with bots. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking real. Like,
And foreign
imagine,
bots.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
imagine.
Foreign fucking
Yeah. So
like Russian just troll houses.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
Like,
just
imagine your strategy now involves, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. What are we gonna do about the bots? The whole room goes silent because it's like, it's a real thing. You gotta figure it
but
out.
that's apparently, I'm not that far into this documentary yet, the QAnon thing, but so far, this is what it seems like they're alluding to, is that the whole Pizzagate, right? The Hillary Clinton and all these people
where someone got killed.
where someone actually
He got
died,
killed,
right?
which is what which is, and I'm gonna let you speak.
Wait, someone did get killed at the
Yes,
pizza? I
because the
thought
guy ran into the pizza
I know,
shop.
but I thought he didn't
Because
kill anyone.
he came in firing because he was of the mindset that there were children
He's
in
gonna
that
save them.
basement,
Yeah.
and he was there. And this is the scariest thing about the world we live in America, is that we with social media, regular media, the powers that be, people funneling money, have the ability to create radicals within our own country, which is the same thing we speak about when we talk about countries abroad and terrorism.
Sure. Well, this is what I'm saying, is that apparently this whole Pizzagate idea stemmed from, or at least what they're alluding to, stemmed from some Russian troll house on 8chan that filtered through and then all of a sudden went to every fucking social media platform, and people started getting their share on.
And Jesse,
holy shit, look at this. Holy shit. And then all of a sudden, Pizzagate blew up, grew into what it was.
And I'm gonna say this is my last thing I'm gonna say on it too, but like,
And I'm sure the Epstein thing
the issue with-
didn't help any of that either.
the
you know?
issue with the media and the control is this. You and I sit here, and JP, we can all agree that it's wrong, it needs to be blown up, yada yada. The problem is 3/4 of Americans know this, but if it fits their narrative or their side, they win. I'll give you a good example. Here, Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton because there's a million reasons she didn't go in Ohio, blah, blah. We all know when they reopened that case, whatever, and the FBI guy, like, that was it. It was a wrap, because people were just like, what? Wait, what? This isn't over? This bitch is dirty, which she already had that legacy. So it's not the media's fault that she already has the reputation of being sketchy, dirty, whatever. But it was the media's fault when they fucking plastered it all over television that the case wasn't solved. They're going back into the emails.
Right. I think, okay,
You see what I'm saying?
I live in a world, and now this is where I tend to get thrown into the conspiracy theorist end of things. I, now, at this stage of my life, don't really believe in coincidences anymore.
I agree. Facts.
You know, like there
Facts.
are...
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
there-
100%.
there- It's like...
things work
okay,
the way that-
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It might. But like you just said, like the whole Clinton email fiasco got brought back up.
On purpose.
And she was in front...
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and trials were being had all during what time? When there was another huge distraction over
Yes.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
no one covered it.
Yep.
You didn't hear shit about it. Maybe quickly Fox brought it up. But like they were, even Newsmax and what's the other one? Fucking
OAN.
OAN, right? I don't even know what they stand
think
for.
it's
Whatever.
OAN.
Yeah, I think it's OAN.
Yeah.
Is
Something
what
like-
yeah. Like even those conservative, like extreme conservative outlets weren't even covering this. So it's like, as an outsider here who doesn't like either political party anymore, you know, it's like, well, this is where the conspiracy theorist mind starts going, where it's like, no one is talking about, like, this was huge news.
I know,
this
but-
was huge. Conservatives, where are you at with this? This was your bombshell,
Bro, okay.
and now we're all still fighting over the Delta variant.
Bro.
Like, hasn't it been dubbed the
Bro,
flu already? I
listen.
know, I just saw that last week.
Bro,
you know,
let me tell you something.
The vaccinations are now going to be treated like a flu shot. because the coronavirus is here to stay. I just read that.
Endemic.
Oh duh.
And
Duh.
They said that shit a long time ago.
Like, come on.
It's so, at the end of the day, this is like I remember.
I'm signing up for truth. I'm just saying. I'm
the
gonna
problem with truth
I
is
have the perfect picture too. I got a cutout. We played a show at some fucking smoke shop in Pennsylvania, right?
Oh my God! I love
Sorry,
this. This is crazy.
but this is great. There's a big cutout of Donald Trump with a joint in his mouth in the middle of this smoke shop, and I took a picture proudly with this cutout like this. That's gonna be my truth profile pic. Trump with a joint and some dready.
And I know I said this last thing. The last thing is this:
Peace and love, man. Peace and love, Trump.
the media, the political parties, and even Americans themselves have decided that we want to be run, we want to be managed, and we want to be consumed with pure emotion, bottom line. Because you're right. The conservative side had a lot of softballs. You've been up here at least 15 times about Hunter Biden's emails. But the problem is it was a softball. No one wants to swing at it. Because realistically, it's not emotional enough. There's no emotional connection to it. I'll give you a good example.
Well, what did you guys make me watch last night? That lady Barry Weiss, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She brings that up, and she makes a valid point there. We've gone mad if this is not worth something to look into.
Because it's not emotionally connected.
Well, she was saying we've gone mad because we weren't allowed to talk about it.
But even if this, again, not to keep harping it, but if you flip the narrative, if this was Donald Trump Jr.'s
It'd be a rap.
laptop, it'd be a lap.
Yeah, but
It'd be a rap.
that's
That
not
shit
true.
would still be in.
That's not true because I'm gonna show you something. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Both sides are equally corrupt because when there are softballs thrown, they don't swing at them because it's almost like
because they're all in bed together.
Yes, it's like an honor among thieves.
Right.
Donald Trump Jr., we all know, had a infamous meeting at Trump Towers pre-election that he wasn't supposed to have. I don't know if you remember the story, but it was him. I think even Giuliani may have been involved, but there were people that he should have been talking to that he was talking to.
Junior.
Yes, Junior.
Yeah. Yep.
You remember the story?
Yep.
And that was, to me, I'm like, this is a softball. Why aren't the Democrats
Why aren't they jumping on this?
the fuck out of it?
You know why? Because they all had meetings with the same people.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah, dude.
But they'll whack about, Mexicans jumping over the border.
Right.
It's like
Actually, Clinton just said something recently. Did you see what she said? That they should get rid of the filibuster? Because how do you guys feel about the whole minority rule?
Can I tell you about the filibuster?
America's minority rule now because of the filibuster.
I think the filibuster I find it interesting because it's so old and it's so ingrained in our Constitution. So
basically it's just delaying.
Yeah, so when
That's
I think,
all it is,
yeah,
right?
so when I think of
filibuster.
when I think of a filibuster, I think of John Adams and like old school people doing it and executing it.
Because all right, I'm glad you actually said that because back then, in those times of the birth of this democracy, there wasn't an inherent bias attached to people. It was what is the best for the growth of this country, of what the nation we're creating. Now it's what's at the best of my special interests.
Yes, and my party.
The guy who's writing me the check to go speak at their party for $200K. So and this is what I always say to you when you're like, it's America.
Yes, and I'm about to say it again.
It's cronyism though, and that is a clear example of cronyism.
Jesse.
Hold on. It's the special interests and people on the Hill being in bed with each other and side dealing on behalf of us. This is not what we have voted for. And this is what I always say is we have the power in numbers. And the moment that most of Americans realize that that's the day things will change. And I think you actually brought it up last week or a few weeks ago. Maybe you didn't, but term limits, right? I mean, we could all agree. Term limits should be.
Should have never happened, though, unfortunately.
But I mean, I think that's what it's going to take. It's going to take not to bring it into the Phil restaurant terms, but it's going to take a massive shift in culture. And the Hill needs a culture shift. Where but it can.
Okay,
I tell you how it doesn't happen by adding more Supreme Court justices.
I agree.
By adding more seats to Congress. But that is not how it happens.
You know why? Because
Stacking the courts doesn't do shit. But
No.
then it becomes a pissing game.
All
with
that does
too.
is,
But it's a pissing game either way.
feed the big government
I get
more. You're adding more
Listen,
hands.
well,
But if you can do it, what makes you think when the Republicans come in that they can't do it? Because they can.
But okay.
It's
Right,
the
and then next thing you
same
know-
bullshit.
Okay, here's the issue.
Right.
And then because I guess we're getting politics a little bit.
Well, just think real quick, not to even
Go
just
ahead.
cut you off, because like before it even happened, like Venezuela, right? I'm pretty sure before Venezuela went full socialist, right? They were
booming economy.
they were kind of on track with where I think they had something like 42 Supreme Court justices. It's something astronomical like that, where it's like, this. How are you going to get 42 people to
vote on
agree on what? You know what I mean? Like it's just
Well,
wild.
Okay.
Wild.
The irony is, and this is why, the Obama Trump presidencies is
They should have a battle rap.
is the full seesaw of the country. That's how I look at it. It's a full seesaw because it went. There was a shift in thought process from one end to another.
I don't know, man.
I'm just gonna tell. Listen, before.
Go ahead. I want to hear this out.
Okay, before Obama and before Donald Trump, prior to those two names, every time I ever voted or I was engaged with politics on television, I've always been in the middle and okay with the loss or the victory. So George Bush Jr., I kind of skeeved when it happened, but I was okay with it. Bill Clinton, obviously I was okay with it. He played a saxophone. I'm black. I thought it was cool. It's true. But my point is that if Obama, and I always tell you this, lost to John McCain, I would not have lost slept. I would have been upset that we didn't get our first black president, but I had no qualms with John McCain. I didn't agree with some random topics here and there, but the country could have been ran by either. Obama and Donald Trump was where the country was like, nah, fuck that. I don't like that guy. Nope. And the polarization of political parties through individuals, because they use these individuals as figureheads. To me, Obama represented a instant maturity shock value that the country felt it needed. Because remember, everyone liked black. White people put Obama in office. Let's all stop fucking around. Let's go do the numbers. You can look at it right now. Women did that. You know who put Trump in office? Women did that. White women was like, that was cool. Next. And the point is that,
see, this is the thing.
Yeah.
I always say this. I don't believe that it had anything to do with race. It's at that moment in American
How we feel,
society,
yeah.
we were ready for
change.
We were ready for a
Democratic president,
but like a JFK style Democrat.
Because we just came from an idiot. We just came from a dumb.
Yeah,
George
we
Bush
just
Jr.
came
was a
from-
dumb.
We just came from arguable warmonger
A C+.
administration,
A C+.
right?
Right. Yeah.
So, and even me, like I even said it, I was like, at that time, like, I was ready for the change and see what he could do.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't vote that year, but whatever. My point is that on a political scale, we declined immensely
1,000%.
under Obama, which is why when Trump came around, it had nothing to do with race. It had everything to do with PC culture, because that ran rampant. It wasn't Obama's fault. I argue this with my uncles all the time. I don't blame President Obama for
But he was the
cancel
face-
culture.
but he was the face of it.
He was made the face of it
And Donald Trump is
by white liberal women.
And Donald Trump is made the face of the remnants of American racism.
See, and I think that's sad, because
And this is why
Trump came in like a fucking wrecking ball to the political establishment, really, and I think that's why he gained so much attention so quickly, because everyone was just like, "Oh, yo, what?"
No, Donald Trump.
Debates just got exciting and entertaining.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
exactly.
is fucking hilarious.
Well, Donald Trump.
And then half the other quarter of the country lost their fucking minds. This is toxic masculinity. He was the birther. He's racist, and that's where all the racist shit came out. You know?
No.
I don't believe
Donald
that.
Donald Trump's racism, the attachment to racism for Donald Trump is that it's a math equation to get enough votes to win the presidency. Donald Trump was never in a position mathematically to denounce racist followers. Mathematically, Donald Trump could never get up on a podium and say, fuck the South or fuck this type of thinking. I'll give you a good example. The statues coming down. We've had the conversation before. No one gives a fuck. But he had no choice but to say, hold up. Wait a minute. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about no statues.
That's not true, man. I mean, listen, all right, hold on. Because let's talk about this. You know where I stand on the statues, right?
You don't give a fuck. You think they should be in the museum?
No. But on certain statues, I definitely give a fuck about because that is our history.
Like which ones?
Like George Washington.
Right.
Like Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, can I ask a
And
question?
this is where
Should
I
the
agree.
Christopher Columbus statue still exist?
Yes.
What do you write on it?
What do you mean?
Okay, the issue with technology and
Was he the founder of what we call America?
Yes, is that what you
Yes.
tell children?
The founder of America.
Even though history, which is not a science, but history is a collection of facts and how we present it. Where we are now, we are clear that there were people who made it here before Columbus. So what Columbus
I
really
don't know if
did.
people made it here.
No, they
people
didn't.
were indigenous to this
No,
land.
people
do you
from
mean?
the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
People
Okay.
from
Got
the
you, got you, got you.
Erickson was
Yeah.
here before that
Got
too.
you. Yeah.
So now, what he's really famous for, in my opinion, is the connection.
Smallpox.
He brought the sides together. Other people explored, landed. This is cool. This is dope.
I'm out.
Let me take some cantaloupes.
Let me take
go
some
home.
shit and I'm out of here. Right.
He came with the, you know what? Since we got guns, you two on the boat, grab 3 of those horses, and what's the shiny shit? Let's go. We're going back home. This is what I found. You guys want more of this shit? Give me more guns. Let's take it over this shit. Which, what people don't realize, on a small detour, at the time, it was a normal thing. I got more guns. I show up. You got less guns. It's mine.
Right.
We kind of do it now, but not like that.
I argue this regularly.
Yeah,
when
now we have
like,
drones, and we. But realistically, that's what was done.
It's hard to argue history,
But-
right?
exactly, because-
what would you do in that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
there were no grocery stores. You're not. You know what I mean? You can't wake up in the morning. And, oh, I'm gonna
Not
go
only
get
that,
some
there
chai
was-
latte
there was
right now.
no PC
you know what I mean?
culture.
You shit in a bucket or you shit in a hole outside. You know, and then you went hunting for the day so you could eat.
So now
you know
my-
what I mean?
so
Like,
my- so my-
shit was different.
So my thing is, if you agree a Columbus statue can remain, the question is, what do you say on it? Because I'm not saying take the shit down. I'm just saying this narrative of
Well, they just
he
put an
found the new
explorer.
world is a direct, and this is where the PC culture comes in. When you say something like Christopher Columbus discovered the new world, you're basically saying everyone who was there didn't matter. And that is the argument that turns into the PC shit show.
Right.
You feel me?
I mean, listen, I hate to break it to everybody, but back then in 1492,
Yeah,
those people didn't matter.
I agree.
You know,
Because-
nobody mattered.
I agree.
It was savage.
Listen-
Not them, him.
Yes.
The conquistadors.
Yes, I get it.
The natives. Everybody was in savage
Mode.
survival mode.
I get it.
You know what I mean? You stepped in the snow the wrong way and caught a breeze. You died in
But
4 days.
but-
you know what I mean? Like it was intense survival mode. Do we knock him and rip his statue down as if he did not exist? Do we wipe him out
It's
of the
not-
history
it's
books
not-
because
okay,
of that?
here's-
Should we not teach kids in school
Okay.
about Genghis Khan?
Here's the issue.
You know what I mean?
Here's
Like-
the issue. The statue is erected in honor. It is not a history lesson. It's a tribute. So now we are trying to figure out how do we respect the history, even honor the history itself, not the person, the history, without paying tribute to it. And can that be done? Because it's
May
not
I
just
ask
him.
a question?
It's what's the fucking guy from the South?
May I ask a question? How arrogant does one have to be? How self-centered does one have to be that offended about history, about something that happened?
You can't say that.
I'm saying that.
You know why
about
it's not
something
fair?
that
You know why
happened in
it's-
1492.
Okay, 1492 is a good example, but the reason why it's not fair is because when I hear the South will rise again, and I see that flag.
You're talking 400 years later.
Yeah,
Go
but,
ahead.
Okay, fair.
Sound reasoning.
Okay, fair. Okay, if you want to go back to the Columbus example, when I hear him being praised, I'm not deeply offended. I understand that he did his job. His job sucked,
again,
and I'm not here to celebrate his job. But was he a great explorer? Yes, because at the time, people didn't believe he could do what he did.
Here's a wooden
Did
vessel.
He do the
I want
job?
you to sail across
Yeah.
this vast nothingness.
Okay.
To
and,
nothing.
And guess what? Even back then,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you, but even back
should
then,
he be celebrated? Should every explorer that sailed the fucking ocean back then, should they all be celebrated?
were badasses, yes.
100 fucking percent
but-
they should
okay,
be.
so Jesse-
whatever they did in their raping and pillaging and stealing and land, it was all savage
But Jesse-
survival mindsets.
okay, if Christopher Columbus did what he did, I'm not talking about the violence. Just bear with me. He was trying to go to India.
Yep.
If he did that today, he's the world's biggest fuck up.
Right.
He did it back then, and he's immortalized.
Treasured.
You see my point?
Sure.
And his mistake changed the course of human history.
Yep.
Because he took over this land.
Yes.
This land.
And
which then became America.
exactly. So
That's really what it is.
and he's right. And this is
Has
what
nothing
we're-
to do with anything else.
We're celebrating that America is real, and it could have happened without what he did.
Regardless of how
And
he
so
did it.
it's hard for us to, we have to excuse all of this because we're happy about this. But realistically, in its entirety, it's like, damn.
Sure.
Like,
but
should the busts of all the Caesars be removed?
no, there's tons of statues of Genghis Khan. Tons.
Right. Should all the statues of Genghis Khan be removed?
Why are you putting a G in the end of it? Can you stop doing
Khan?
that? Yeah, thank you.
And this is why I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know why I did that.
I didn't say.
Mongolia.
This is why I told you. I never advocated for removing the statues. I said, what?
No, hold on,
Are
'cause
you
I
going
wanna-
to put underneath it? How?
I got the
will
answer.
it
I
be?
got it.
I got it
answer.
too. The reason why we're here, regardless of how he did it.
Listen, I
I'm
got
okay
an
with
answer.
that.
I got an answer for
I'm
you.
I'm okay with that.
You want to strike the new world because that's culturally insensitive to the
I didn't
folks
say that.
No, I'm just saying in
Oh,
general, not
go ahead.
you personally, but y'all want to get away from the new world because that's culturally insensitive to indigenous Americans. Fine. Get rid of new world. Don't know why that's offensive to you anyway, you fucking idiots, but
'Cause I would
get
owe
rid of
it
it.
new.
Get rid of it. Then just say, yeah, the guy who brought Europe here. Call him that. Or you can even say, treasured explorer, and then put one of those bronze fucking books right underneath it that gives a little bit more of an explanation for those people that actually care about learning history. I mean, that's kind of how I remember going through museums and shit like that, right? Like they say what the thing is on display. And then if you want to know more information, you hit the little fucking button. And oh, okay, I didn't know the dodo bird was.
But
cool.
listen,
oh, look at that.
But this is okay.
I'm saying, but you know what I'm
No, I
saying?
get what you're
I'm
saying,
not
but
trying to.
it's
Now,
like-
hold on, just to keep on the statue here, because we're talking about.
No, I'm not leaving no statue
What
again.
I am. What
I'm not
what
gonna
I've
leave it.
always said, where I said rip them down, is
So you do want to rip them down?
the generalese, and y'all lost.
I agree with that.
That's what you want to take down the fucking the
Also, a lot of them
rebel.
were built in spite.
Right.
Exactly.
Get rid of those. That makes sense. That's,
Yeah.
You want
that's
to
normal
take those
thinking.
down, fine. But then again, you got
give an inch, take a
Southern
mile.
culture saying that's our culture too.
And
but guess
and
what? They're
that's
hoss. Y'all lost.
I know,
So
but-
if you want to erect a statue of General Lee, you should have fucking won.
I know, but see, Jesse, back to the original point, and then we could bounce back, is Donald Trump could never say that. He could never say the Confederacy lost. He could never say stuff. There were Trump banners, Confederate flags, and American flags in unison at a rally. So when you ask...
Sure, but there are also Trump flags with American flags with no Confederate flags at a ton more rallies as well.
1,000%. But when you say, how does one become the face of, say, racism...
Listen, again,
that's how it happens. I'll give you another one.
Again, but that's so fucking unfair because during Bill Clinton's run, you're goddamn right that there were American flags and Confederate
he's
flags.
From Arkansas.
And Confederate flags all over his shit.
Because he's from Arkansas.
Exactly. So was Bill Clinton face of racism then?
But Bill, it did not seem the amount of
Twitter.
The amount of volume. And
Al Gore did that.
The numbers of Confederate flags. I mean, that's all numbers and semantics. We could get into that. But what I'm trying to tell you is, for example, Obama, and as a black person, I could tell you this, he is the LGBTQ president. I don't give a fuck what they say. He is the face of the LGBTQ.
Sure.
Which goes back to last episode when I was telling you Dave Chappelle's annoyed because black people have always... They find a way to make us the strong arm of that movement at all fucking times. They hijacked the president to do that.
No.
What do you mean?
They didn't hijack
the
president.
He did more for the LGBTQ company
Not because he was
any
hijacked.
black
Not because he
person.
was hijacked. You know why?
Because they funded him.
Because that black man thought that they were more marginalized than the black community.
There's no way he thought that.
What do you mean? Of course he did.
He acted that way, but there's no way. Jesse,
Well, I tell you what.
This is my eternal fight.
Actions speak,
Neither
right,
of you guys
Gene?
know that, though, for sure.
Actions speak. What do you mean?
Neither of you know 100% on your sides. Neither of you know 100% for sure.
We've been through this.
He never said out loud either way.
I know, but we've been through this, even with the Columbus topic.
Did he redo bail reform? Did he fund his historically black colleges? Did he? No.
These are
what
Donald
did he
Trump
do?
points. Got you.
These are all Donald Trump points.
Yes.
What did Obama do?
Nothing.
He made
Gay
marriage legal.
Which, if you
throughout
remember,
the land.
George Bush was not going to do it. George Bush, the president prior, was not.
I get what Gene's saying.
Yes,
I totally understand what he's saying.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you.
But again, I don't think he was hijacked. I think that
He was hijacked.
I think that he
Hijacked.
I think that
Hijacked. Kevin Hart. Hijacked.
I think that President Obama.
Apologize, Kevin.
I think that conservatives don't give Obama the credit that he deserves for being as intelligent that he is. Okay, this man is a fucking strategist. He specifically won Georgia that seat.
Yes.
Like he specifically did that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The man is a strategist. He's not an idiot behind the scenes just golfing. You know what I mean? Like he's actively a part of the Democratic Party.
Yes.
I don't think that. I mean, I believe that wholeheartedly that he believed that this is something that must get done, and this took precedence. You know,
I don't look at it
legalize
as
gay marriage.
I don't think he looked at it as
try and give
they are
everyone
marginalized.
shitty
I need to do
healthcare.
this. I think he looked at it as they are the hot movement. This is where the money's at. This is where the support. The LGBTQ.
You think he was pissed? Like, man, why didn't BLM start under my watch? Well, they kind of did.
No, he would have.
They kind of did, though.
Let me tell you something about black
Right? That
people.
movement started before Trump was president.
As a black person sitting here, I can tell you, whenever black people are in a position of power, the idea of fighting exclusively for black people is a hard thing to digest because you are fearful of white people going, what the fuck is going on?
Say this again.
Okay.
I've lost you here.
Whenever you are in a position of power, and I can speak to this in my own experience, not as a president of the United States, but if you have multiple people underneath you, both black and white, when you do something this is why they always say, which is the company black person in power line. When people ask you about how doing something for black people, the answer is, we're going to do something that gets everyone up. We're going to do something and black people will capitalize because what that does is it quells the fear within the white community that, is he only just working for them? And what made Donald Trump great is like, these are my peoples. Fuck yeah. And this is part of the phenomena that Donald Trump ran with, like, yo, you guys are my people. I'm not going to leave you behind. Now, obviously, media, the distortion of words, and, like I'm telling you, this big fan base. Like, I used to always tell people this, and once again, I wish Donald Trump was here for my gas prices. Every racist...
Oh, she was here for my lumber prices.
Not every Trump follower is a racist, but every racist is a Trump follower.
No. I disagree with
Oh,
that.
don't get me wrong. There are racist Democrats that play the game.
100% there
Yeah,
are.
they play the game. But you get my point. The point is, by and large, as far as the voting population.
Doesn't mean
There are-
every, but
Yeah, you
there
know what I
are
mean. Yeah,
lazy white racists down south that don't want to work and will vote Democrat
To get the welfare check.
because they get paid.
I agree, but we're talking about numbers. We're playing the numbers
All right,
game.
fair.
You know, it's just like, I don't think LGBT, like, for example, I think I saw gays for Trump one time. I saw like a poster one time. I'm like,
There's always something
yeah, I'm
for
like, how many of that?
Trump,
Like
yeah.
20 of you guys?
Let me
But
ask you this.
realistically, you know who that gay people are
Let me
going
ask
for.
you this: how do you think the tides would have turned if, let's say, Dr. Ben Carson won instead of Trump, and you just went from progressive Obama? I don't even think he was
If Ben
that
Carson-
progressive
if Ben
at all.
Carson
but
won-
you went from progressive Obama to a conservative. So it was a black
get
president
it.
to the first black president to the second black president back to back. Just one with a conservative mind.
I think it would. There's no way the country would have been ready for that. I can tell right now. 'Cause two black, because you got a 2-term black president followed by a 3rd term. So that's like 12 years of. That's fucking 12 years of darkness. I can see the jokes already. There's no way the country would let
I
that.
always wish Condoleezza.
There's no
ran.
way the country would let that fly. But if it did, for the hypothetical, what would happen is
A black conservative woman.
they would
Give it
just
to 'em.
they would say that Ben Carson was just a face. He would never get credit for anything he did. They would probably say that he was voted and that they're pulling the strings. And it would have been a logical move. Now that we're playing.
So like you're saying, what Biden is now.
Exactly.
a
He would
face.
have been a black Biden. It would have been like, he's not really pulling the strings. The conservatives put him up there. It's the same way people feel about
Interesting.
Candace Owens. It's the same way those twin guys or whatever. It's like
Yeah, the Hodgkin.
Now
just,
listen,
you're just mouthpieces for
I
a
like
party.
Candace Owens. I used to really like Candace Owens when she first came out.
But
She has.
she's a capitalist machine.
I don't even know if I.
They put
her
money in her
that one,
pocket. She
but
speaks.
No, it's not just that.
She's gone. She's gone extreme for me.
She's too public.
now.
That's what it is. Now
She
she's
went extreme because she was making more money when she more extreme she went.
Exactly.
It had nothing to do with.
It's like
people
the tweet that
forcing
she
her to
brought
say
down.
anything.
no.
that she
I
took
said
down.
it's
She
money in the
said-
pocket. She
Like it's a like that tweet like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. It's a lowbrow tweet that
You know what it
You
is?
know, like I'll put it to you this way. I know Ben Shapiro is hated. You'll never see a Ben Shapiro put out a tweet like that because the man, hate him or love him, he has morals and he has class. You know what I mean? And like that's something that's what I was trying to say earlier when we were going down, that avenue here is that
The class
I
word
find,
is a tough
I find
one,
that
but I'll
there's
take it.
I find that that's tends to be the problem, and a lot of that fault goes on to social media's end because there's a lot of classlessness going on.
no. So you see,
Like,
this is where
I don't mean like in the terms of like
listen,
rich, poor,
I agree with
wealthy.
you.
I mean like you're couth. Yeah, like
Listen,
there's a lot of
I agree
lack
with-
of couth.
I agree with your censorship, but that one I will tell you, that's not social media platform. The users control that. That's no different than guns don't kill people.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not putting the blame on the
it's
platform.
The fucking idiots
Yes,
who
yes, yes,
type
yes, yes,
and the
yes,
fucking
yes.
idiots who
Yes.
like and the idiots that share. It's
Yes.
a 3-stage process of stupidity.
I'm not saying
it's the post, the like, and the share.
Specifically,
Yeah.
Facebook is at fault.
Well,
I mean, the whole idea, the
basically-
conglomerate of
Basically, I think
anyone being able to
But
put
you
their
know what?
opinion out.
like
I
Jon
hope-
Stewart
I hope-
said, you
I
need to
hope-
move on from Trump.
But guess
Fucking
what?
Just can't
Last-
bring everything back to Trump.
But here's the thing
Just
about Trump.
enough.
Here's the thing. And
love
here's
Jon Stewart.
Here's the other thing why I do want Trump to do this, because Trump has this tendency where some things are done for the right reasons and some is a scam. I'm curious. Is this real? Is this Trump Towers or is this Trump University?
Wow, the Trump Media Technology Group.
Yeah,
let's put it
well,
out
that's
there.
what started
We'll
this
see.
whole
Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
That's why I'm dying to see, because this could be the world's best scam. He could be like, fuck it, I'm out, and I'm cashing out. And guess what? In a weird way, he earned it. because he went through hell for 4 years trying to fight for people. And you know what? They let him down when it was time to re-elect. So
He's gonna sell that to Zuckerberg.
exactly. And we're going to sit there like, this fucking guy. We're going to be like, yeah.
Maybe
I'm calling it
Zuckerberg.
now.
And
if
Zuckerberg
he does,
might it because
if he does, I'm gonna go like this. Well played, Mr. President.
And they'll be like, he scammed us again.
Well played, sir. Way to make that paper.
you know what's fucked up? I think
That's what I think.
I really truly want to feel what super left people think of Jon Stewart now, because he was always loved.
Super left don't like him. It's the same.
Super left and super
I'm telling
right
you right now
don't
because
like
I watched
anything.
it happen with Bill Maher. I told you guys.
I love Bill
even
Maher.
though as,
I'm a
I'm
big
as
Bill Maher guy.
conservative as I am, I've always been a fan of Bill Maher.
Yes.
I think he's funny as a stand-up comedian. I think he's a phenomenal host.
Dick is good.
Do I agree with everything he says?
No,
of
that's
course
okay.
not. Most of the time, I sit there angry. Like, you motherfucker, there's no way you believe this. You say this because you live in California. You know what I mean? Like, I grit my teeth on a lot of things he says. But I appreciate his platform. I appreciate that he brings on all walks of people. They get into meaningful conversation. Sure, he throws in some jestfulness here, but I believe I put Jon Stewart now in like that same category where he's still loved by those who loved him for how pure he was when he came out, but the people that think that he's a part of their tribe and he's not are angry.
Learned that he's not.
Right.
Yeah, but I
like
think
a Bill Maher, I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off. But Bill Maher and Jon Stewart are two that I put in the classical liberal category. It's not what the definition
Classical, got
has
it.
turned into. It's what
it was.
the hippies stood for. No
Yes.
war,
Smoke
love is
weed,
love.
yeah.
Leave people alone. It pretty much like libertarianism
Yes.
in a sense, just with less conservativeness.
Well,
It's classical liberalness, liberalism. Jordan Peterson, classical liberal,
the bottom line is this. America for a long time has always rocked the boat from the middle. Bill Clinton was a centrist. George Bush Sr.
Well, if you think about it, the centrists are the most prosperous.
There you go. Because the centrist allows a quality of life that walks in step with capitalism. It's the centrism is the closest where democracy and capitalism can walk hand in hand, which allows our economic philosophy and our social philosophy to intertwine. Now, when you go to the extremes, what happens is the first thing extremist people try to do is take over the capitalism part in each way. The far right wants to, it's all open, knock yourself out, do what you gotta do. Them, we're controlling everything. It's all locked down.
Right.
Which is not capitalism.
I know.
You're saying taking over.
Yes,
the
and that's the point. And this is why
whatever
So
it may be.
conservatives
Making the rules
want
of
capitalism.
to be wide open.
They want capitalism. That's just what capitalism is.
I'm just saying,
Is an open, free
laissez-faire
exchange
for lack of a better
of
term. They want that laissez-faire capitalism
individuals.
that's completely wide open, and these guys want censorship, regulation.
They want government control.
And now,
Communism.
the issue on both sides, which is why I always go bananas about it, is leaving it wide open. You know how I feel. I think 3/4 of Americans are idiots. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck who gets offended.
Leave it wide open.
And then the part of here is I think 3/4 of government officials are corrupt. So I don't
Right.
trust any of you
It's a
fucks.
lose-lose.
This is why leaving it wide open is the best thing because
No.
it is. Let me tell you why. Because then your corporations, your Amazons, your JP Morgan and Chases, they don't have the power that they have.
They have the power. They don't have the power.
Why do they have the power? Because they're funded with taxpayer dollars. Because we don't have a open free market form of capitalism. We have a crony capitalist society, which means that our political parties feed or getting fed by donors, by lobbyists, by this. They're not acting in when it comes to the market. Sorry, I just got off track there.
Yeah, but I think it's the chicken or the egg, bro.
It's not because, okay, look at something like the Swedish model. That is a true free open market capitalist society, meaning that if a JP Morgan and Chase writes too many mortgages that they can't, the government doesn't come in and bail them out. That company fucking falls.
I get that part.
Let it fall.
I get that part of it, but I'm looking at
Let
it.
them fall.
Listen, I get that part of it, but I'm looking at
Let Babylon burn.
in the 20s. I'm looking at the mafia literally funded political they funded money.
Yes, that's
And
cronyism.
that's what I'm saying, because that's always gonna happen. Like,
It's not always going to happen.
Jesse, there's no way to stop you from giving me money and me. What is it you want me to do?
Yes, there
it's
is.
what we do
Prime
everywhere.
example.
Hey, it's like a DJ playing your record.
Prime example,
You
I
pay
just-
the powers that be to help you get where you need to go.
I just had a long conversation today with another investor about this, right?
Go
This
ahead.
is a prime example. Literally today had this conversation.
Yes.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
About paying building inspectors, probably.
One of the
See?
biggest problems that I'm having right
There you
now
go.
is that the town is now overly going by the book because of the decades of corruption. Because it's been exposed and now they can't do it anymore.
I get
so
it.
they have to go by the books.
Okay, so are you mad about this, or you feel like it had to happen?
I've been mad about this from the jump
So
because
you're
I don't believe that I need a building inspector anyway.
I know,
So
but you're mad more about that. But so, are you mad?
I'm mad about the regulation that
so are you
comes
mad that
along
you
with
missed
me
the
owning
opportunity?
a piece of property.
Yeah, but are you mad that you missed the opportunity that others had to do that? Or you
Oh,
just
no,
mad
I'm
about
not-
it altogether?
I mean, yeah, like, does it suck that like now I'm primed
Yeah.
and in the driver's seat that I'm able to fucking drop a stack of hundreds at the inspector's feet and be like, oh, you dropped that, buddy.
Because
you know what I mean?
I'll
Like,
give you-
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Like I don't
Okay.
operate that way.
You don't, but I'll give you a good example. And, we haven't done a restaurant reference in a while, but part of the reason why it was so easy for me to leave restaurant management is because my predecessors got everything. They got tickets, they got this and that. Now enter the SLA, State Liquor Authority, for people who don't know. They put a kibosh off of years, decades of fucking kickbacks. And you do this for me, I do that for you. I always tell people, my infamous story is that in a restaurant, I won't give too many includes, I sold 40 kegs of Miller Lite in, 2 weeks. Because I got Yankee box tickets. I put that shit on everything. Heineken Light, Bud Light, it was everything. Like fucking Guinness. Guinness is light. Shut up and drink it. But I put it on everything. But the point is, I was financially motivated. So unlike you, I would do that. That's why I'm not in politics, because I would do that. Don't save this if I ever run for office. But
that I think is.
It's the same thing, bro.
I mean,
it's the same thing.
It's not. It's not. The
JP,
same
explain
thing.
to him.
I feel like it is.
They're paying me to do
It's
shit.
just at a different level.
Yeah. It's acceptable to you.
It's at a grand corrupt level. You pushing Miller Lite for a company that's offering you tickets. Yes, I understand why that is, ethically not allowed in the realm of business. I don't think it should be. That's essentially just a barter system.
No. You didn't hear what he was saying.
What? I don't know. I heard what he's saying. That's him being scumbag about it. Okay?
Yeah, that's his point, though.
But no.
There's no other way to do it.
That's not
That's
true.
why they give you the tickets.
There's an honorable way to push it. Okay. Listen, you can laugh all you want, but
30 kegs of Miller Lite.
I mean, I'm not even going to get it out because you're just going to yell at me anyway.
I'm not gonna yell again. Let me tell you
something.
He
I
wants me
never
to go
did
to
that.
shift meeting and do a server contest.
I never
but keep
did that.
going.
I never did that. Okay, and I won.
You never did that?
And I won a ton of contests
Okay, so
in corporate life.
you
Hold on, because I'm not
never
done yet.
fugaze a drink in a corporate environment to win a contest.
No.
JP, is this guy?
No.
I do.
I
but
sold
I'm
the
not-
drinks.
I always fugaze at the shit
I
of
sold
everything.
the drinks. I was a good bartender. I was a good salesman.
I was a good
People
salesman too, but
liked
I
me.
would just fucking force it down someone's throat. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Okay.
What are you drinking? This is what you're drinking. Really? I didn't order that. Yes, you did. Try it.
Again, my whole point is that a liquor company
Yes.
offering you box tickets to push a product that they have a surplus of
Makes sense.
is way different than handing a politician to pass a bill that's going to that's going to affect millions of people's lives because it's going to benefit your business.
I get what you're saying.
That's
but
way different.
No, I gave it to you at my level as just an example. So you have to understand this example that I'm giving you. At that time, I was just a bar manager. So keep in mind, when I was a general manager, there was a lot more perks,
No, I get it.
envelopes. There's a lot more shit, Jesse.
What I'm saying
I'm
is
not
that-
going to sit here and talk about it all, but what I'm
No,
trying to
I
tell you.
understand that, but what I'm
and then
saying
the
is
people
that
above me
it's not affecting
did
anyone's
worse.
life. It's not affecting anyone's life.
What do you mean?
Whose life is it affecting?
Are you kidding me? Okay,
It's not putting.
ready? I'm gonna give you a
It's
quick.
not putting millions of people out of a job.
I'm gonna give you a quick.
It's- you know what I
I'm gonna
mean?
give you a
Like-
quick
Yeah,
example.
but he was saying that it is just a different level.
Yeah, because
It's
what I'm
no,
saying
it's
is
not
I'm giving you
millions
a
of people's
microcosm.
lives.
I'm giving you a microcosm.
Is it all under the umbrella of corruption?
Yes.
Yes.
1,000%.
It uses the idea.
And-
Sure.
Exactly. And what people don't understand about the corruption is you never know who the victims of the corruption are because who's going to go out there and broadcast that? Listen, people, okay, right now, with everything that's going on, we finally see civil servants, nurses and cops, blah, blah, are finally in the crosshairs, which, and I don't mean finally because that sounds wrong, but they're in the crosshairs, and it's like, wow, we've never seen that before. But this is a classic example of how systems change. New manager comes in, the bartenders are now in the crosshairs because someone told them this. You know, it's all the same shit because it's who's in charge, who's getting paid to do what, who has the power to affect people's lives financially. And it's what you're actually fighting for, which is open freedom. But I'm not a proponent of the Wild Wild West, but I'm not a proponent of lockdown jails. You know what I'm saying? I don't think JP should rule the frontier, but I don't think everyone needs to go through fucking school and prison and this and that and those industrial complexes. Yeah. And it's crazy because I truly believe the answer for America is the middle.
Take money out of politics. That's the answer.
How the fuck you gonna do that?
Very easily. You're not allowed to donate to political campaigns. That's it.
Someone will find a way.
You're not allowed to.
I know.
I know what you're saying.
There's not a need for money.
There's always a need for money.
Of course, in the current system.
But Jesse,
Gene, take the money out of politics. That's
sure,
it.
that's how you end corruption, of course.
That's not true because it's charities. Charities. The word charity itself has even become corrupted. How about that? And this is and I know something.
Well, yes, because people open up charities to
beat taxes,
evade taxes, and all.
But not just
whatever.
that.
Good for you.
Not
Help
just
out
that.
the people.
But there are there are millions of charities. Like, you know, Haiti was an example. There's these cancer ones, things for different. You know,
how about this? No corporate donations then.
No, but
I could sign on to
what
that.
I'm trying to tell you,
no corporate
donations drive me crazy.
JP Morgan and Chase can't write a check over to X campaign.
Okay, I get it, but you know,
if you want to,
I feel like
if you want to give your own money, personal, like, you know what I mean. Jeff Bezos wants to donate.
That's just as bad.
Sure, he can, but it's not a write-off anymore. You don't get you don't get a tax.
You don't
get a tax credit for donating to a politician all thousands of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do that? That's on your own dime. That's because you believe in this person.
JP is like, I'm over this topic.
Wrap it up, yo.
But JP, we're fucking with the middle.
Womp.
We're fucking with the middle.
I'm in.
The middle's a nice place.
The middle.
See, told you.
Floyd Mayweather.
Middle Island.
Floyd Mayweather denied a fan a picture because he had painted nails.
He's a homophobe. What's up?
We knew that.
Okay, I'm gonna explain
I think it's
something.
hilarious.
Most hood dudes are.
But here's the thing.
Am I wrong?
Painted nails isn't really. It hasn't for a long time been a gay thing.
Okay, when you say painted nails, are they a color other than the natural color?
I'm saying, yeah, it's painted.
No, because
nails.
people paint this color.
No, that's a gloss, man.
No,
that's like a clear coat.
People do gloss and they also do this color.
But here's my thing.
If you paint your nails other than this color, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm 43 years old. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm West Indian. I immediately. Okay, here's what people don't understand about homophobia.
I've been in the music industry for so long that it's so like normal to me now.
No, homophobia or the prejudice against it, because it's just like racism and prejudice. There are people like me that have a strong prejudice. I'm not homophobic, but I prejudge.
Definitions matter here.
Yes, I prejudge situations because that's how I get through my life. So
saying phobic.
Yes, phobic means I'm afraid of you.
That you're afraid.
I am not afraid of a gay person.
Right.
I am not in a rush to be surrounded and have certain conversations. That's the reality of it all. That's what it is. You want to know what it is? That's what the fuck it is. I don't want to sit down and talk to a gay guy about playing with someone's booty hole. That's not something I want to do. But if Jesse and I want to talk about bitches that do this and that, I'm going to have that conversation. And that is the inconsistency that somehow translates into homophobia. Because you are judging me off of my preference.
Let me ask you this.
I don't like that. I don't want to talk about it. No different than if someone goes, Gene, let's talk NASCAR. Let's not. Don't give a fuck about the cars driving. Let's talk football all day. Am I racephobic? No. I just don't care for it. And this is so when someone comes to me with colored nails, I'm like, oh, this guy's probably gay.
Here's my one
Now,
problem with what you're
he's
saying.
probably gay. I
Here's
don't
my
want
one
to talk.
problem with you saying is that you're making a pre-assumption that
Yes.
the person with painted nails is gonna want to talk to you about playing with buttholes. I can guarantee
Yes,
you.
I
I
know.
can guarantee you.
It's not that close, but yes, I make a quantum leap.
Okay,
Correct.
I was gonna say I
make
can
a
guarantee
No,
you.
I know that.
I was gonna
I don't
say
think he's gonna come out right
I was
out the
gonna
gate.
say 10 out of 10. But just for sheer
No, no.
coincidence purposes that I don't believe in, I'll say 9 out of 10. Gay men are not going to talk to you about playing with a butthole. Why? Because they know you're not into playing with buttholes. I grew up in a gay culture.
I'm trying to explain to you what goes on in the mind of a guy like me, a guy like Floyd Mayweather, people who grew up in that culture. So,
Like you said, all hood guys are.
That's what I say.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, you got to put it in perspective. I am a lot older. The restaurant business.
How old is Floyd?
Yeah, the restaurant
Where did he
business.
grow up?
And
this all matters.
The restaurant business and the music business have given me a different, like, I've been to fashion shows, guys. See, that's probably wrong to say too. But I've been to fashion shows. There's a lot of gay people involved in fashion. I don't care how that lands. That's the fact. And
right, if you were found yourself in a group of gay men and everyone's talking about fashion and designer clothes and like new sneakers that came out, you're in that conversation.
I'm in that conversation, but
you're
But
having
I'm not
going to
lie to you. I'm never gonna lie about this. In the back of my mind, I'm
You're
like,
thinking
this shit
they
could
want
switch
to touch
up.
my butthole.
Yes.
Yo, you're crazy.
I'm thinking these guys are gay. I'm a target. I'm gonna give you an example.
I love it.
Why do you think that?
It's hilarious.
In a room full of bitches or females, whatever. In a room full of female, I want to fuck one of them. I do. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're going to school? That's great. I wish I could bang the fuck out of this bitch.
Sure.
Does that not enter in our mind?
Gene.
Or females, sorry.
No.
Does that
Gene.
not enter your mind?
Gene. Of
course.
In a room full of females, you're like, that bitch is hot.
Gene.
That bitch. So now I'm in a room full of gay people, and I'm thinking, that guy's thinking my booty hole's hot. Get me out of here right now.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Because they're not attracted to me.
Because they're not
Thank God.
attracted to you.
Thank God. But I don't know that.
Because yes, you do.
How do I know that?
Because you're not gay. Therefore, that's it.
Yeah.
You're off their map.
No, that's not fair.
Unless they're one of
If you
those-
went into a lesbian
Yeah.
bar,
Yes.
I'm telling you, if you went into a lesbian bar, everyone in there is a bunch of lesbians.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna try your chances.
You know the
No.
answer to that.
You're not gonna try your chances.
You're lying to yourself right now. That is an absolute lie.
Gene.
Every guy's fantasy is getting much. I'm not talking about the
not
dykey.
every guy's
I'm not talking about the
fantasy.
dykey looking one either. I'm
It's
talking about
not every guy's
I'm talking
fantasy.
about the good looking ones.
In fact, I'll tell you what.
I'm so in trouble.
Growing
here.
up,
like you guys are
growing
setting
up-
me up to say a bunch of bad shit.
Growing up, one of my least favorite things was fucking girl on girl porn. It's like, all right, well, this is boring now.
Because you felt left out. But
Yeah, of course, because you left out.
But the idea is that you are.
You left out.
The
Get a
idea is
dick
you're
in there so
imagining
I
yourself
can-
in there.
Right, but you can't because it's all bitches in there.
Yeah, but the idea. Okay.
This is my point.
This is hilarious.
The whole point is this, Gene.
My favorite part of the
A group
show.
of gay men in
Don't
the middle
want my
of
booty hole. I
They
get
are
it.
not thinking about your booty
Okay.
hole.
I'm going to explain you something.
Just like a group of gay women are not thinking about your fucking schwazzle.
I agree with you, but this is based on the fact that if
trying
I'm
to
in,
PC it.
that's because if I'm in a room full of women, as polite as I am thinking that. So how am I not supposed to?
Even if they're all lesbians.
No, forget.
And you know that you don't have a shot at any of them.
But wouldn't this be the definition of homophobe? He's afraid.
No. Homophobe is this.
He's gay sexophobe?
No.
What is he? What
If
are you then?
homophobe?
All right, fair enough, yeah.
Booty
No.
holophobe? You're booty holophobe, bro.
No, I'm not booty homophobe.
You're booty holophobe.
It was just an example to illustrate the
You're not
extreme
booty
thought process.
homophobe. Because the minute that a girl goes down on you and she gives you a little whoop, there's two reactions. You're either
break
like,
their finger.
I'm all right, or you're like, get out. There's only two reactions. You're
Listen.
like, I'm with it.
I get
Or
out.
get the fuck out.
I get out because I'm afraid to like that shit because I know other people do like
Booty
that shit.
holophobe. There we go.
And
You're just cementing that shit
if you
in,
do
baby.
like that shit, what does that make you? And then think about this. Now some girl's playing with your booty hole. Now
So
the next
Brooklyn,
time you
I
go
love
fuck around with this girl, what are you supposed to say? Hey, you want to try that shit you did before? You know, like let's try that again.
No, I
so
bet
now
you-
you're
I
two
bet you
times.
if-
So now
No,
you're
you know
two
what
times
it is?
booty
Talk
hole.
about it,
You know what
let
it is?
it do
It'd
it.
be
now
the
you're three times
subconscious.
booty hole.
It'd be the
and now-
subconscious thing, Gene, where she doesn't do it, and you're like, oh, yo, do I have a stinky booty hole?
Right. That's what happens. Now you think they're having
now
a sticky
what?
ass.
No.
Now what?
Well,
Are you
I
a
bet you
sticky
that.
assophobe?
I bet you that.
No,
I
but
bet you
well,
that right
being
now.
that I don't
I
let-
bet you that right now. Most gay men are not even gonna make a pass at you. Why? Because you don't even clean your booty hole good enough for them to want to be up in your booty hole.
No, I get that point. Once again, I'm trying to explain you something.
I've never met a dirty
if
gay man in my
somebody
life.
shows
That's
up
not
to me
true. I lived with one.
painted fingernails.
Sorry. The basement monster.
Obviously, I'm
Never
not going.
came out. It was so
I'm not
creepy.
going 0 to 100 and saying that they're gonna play with my booty hole. What I'm trying to explain to you is that you feel like you're on that road. So what happens is, and I'm not saying this is real. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm not.
When you
I'm not-
grew up in
I'm
certain
trying to
cultures,
understand.
yeah, like I grew up West. Okay,
I worked at Sound Factory,
if-
which was
if we're gonna
I was surrounded by drag
you were
queens and
surrounded
gay
by
guys.
So okay, let's unpack. Let's unpack this. Ready?
My older
so
brother
I
is
grew up in the.
so flaming.
So I grew up
flamboyant.
and.
It's-
I don't know if we covered this one time in the show, but like I grew up, Buju Banton, one of the world's biggest reggae artists.
This makes a lot of sense.
He has a song that is actually, he's not allowed to come back to the United States because the LGBTQ community wants him to apologize for a record he made years ago, and he will not because A, I don't think he means any different of it. He won't say that. But B, it was a reflection of the time. So now the song is Boom Bye Bye in a Batsy Boy head. So Batsy Boy is a gay person.
Right.
A gay man, basically.
Yes.
So the idea is he's saying that we would shoot these guys. As a matter of fact, there's a lyric where he says, shot them, I got shot them dead. Now, I would never, in all of my years, even when I was 10, 15, no matter when I heard the song, I'm not getting a gun to shoot gay people. But what
You're also not a Rasta.
Yes, but what I also understood
And
from,
like a devout
but he wasn't a
Rasta.
Rasta at the time.
What are you talking about?
Buju Banton has really converted to full-blown Rastafarianism, I would say, in the last 20 years. When Boom Bye Bye record came
I
out,
know that.
he was a dancehall legend. He was with Bounty Killer, Beanie Man.
No, but his religion.
Yeah, his religion may have been,
was-
but I don't think he was devout the way he is
I
now.
know
Like
that.
now it's a whole,
I thought he was.
Now he is that. You know, because back then
I also didn't discover Buju until like 10 years ago. So.
Okay, so back
know.
then you had the Capletons who are even worse with some of their lyrical content.
I'm in a Capleton video.
Yeah, I remember you told me that, and I was like, mad that you didn't invite me. But the lyrical content, like what people don't understand is how powerful music is. Like I grew up listening to these type of records over and over. There were clubs about it.
Sure.
The insult back in the day was calling someone gay.
Right.
Whatever word we want to use at that
still
time.
use it.
Yeah. So think about
Actually,
that.
gay people use it.
Which is like black people using the N-word. So so we were conditioned. So now you're in the music industry, fashion industry, you're in the restaurant industry, you're unpacking it, you're meeting people, that guy's cool, his sexual orientation means nothing. That guy's cool, that girl's cool, sexual orientation doesn't mean nothing. That doesn't mean you can just snap a finger and unpack a fucking lifetime of cultural training.
Well, isn't
On
that
a
the issue
specific-
nowadays?
Yes.
I want you to call me they or them, but you're like, well,
And-
I'm
and-
used to
and-
calling you her
and to be honest with
she
you,
or
I mean,
And
think
that's-
about. I
and
want
that-
you to really break down what you're saying here, because in reality, it goes further, right? So
Yes.
it's like that can also be said for white Southerners, right? It's like
I agree.
It takes a long time to unpack generational
the difference, okay,
slander.
The difference,
really is what it is.
biases,
Okay, but
Bias, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
prejudices.
here's the okay. So with the racial thing, what happens with the racial thing is that America as a society projects the image that we've moved a certain distance with that. And then you get the reality whenever something wrong happens. And then it's like, wow, I thought we were 10 steps ahead, but we're really 5. See, I'm not one of these fools that sit there and like, oh, this country's so bad. Like, motherfucker, there's black people making millionaires. We're driving fucking fancy cars. I live a fucking life that I'm like, don't
you feel racism is worse in America now than it was 6 years ago? Like it
Racism is
amped up
worse.
again
I think that
since the civil rights movement, since before my lifetime.
No, I think that Obama era and the politically correct era made a lot of people run to the corners and take a timeout. And then I think the Donald Trump era was like,
Oh, shit.
fuck it, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. The president of the United States, that's what he's saying. I'm gonna say this is how I really feel. And then what happened was the backlash of how you really felt was then condemned. Like, instead of just letting people talk, and that's why I always tell people, I like my racism direct. Let it out. Get it off your chest. Because the idea of cooping it up, like, ask the question. Ask the fucking question. The burning platform question that could be the decider that helps you breathe and embrace the topic. If you have to ask it, because I want to help you get through that.
This is
the same way for
called a learning experience.
Yeah,
Bro, this is literally what this podcast was built upon.
Yes.
Was the years of finally, at least it was for me, and like I've talked to Sean about this, you know, at length, you know, in our heart to hearts, but the ability to ask those questions and feel comfortable enough with you and Sean to ask questions that have always been on your mind.
Yeah.
And know that I'm not saying this out of
you're not getting
mean
judged.
way. I'm not.
You're just
like
asking.
I'm literally. This is just ignorance.
Yes, and you're asking
I
questions.
I want to know. I didn't grow up where you guys grew up.
Yeah, no.
I didn't grow up in Brooklyn.
I get it. No,
You know why? Why is it? I think I've asked you
It's
guys
not
this
just Brooklyn, though,
multiple
because I grew up
times.
in
No, of
Brooklyn,
course,
and
but-
it was a completely different evening.
well, but in different places. But like, I remember one of the first things I said to Gene and Sean, and I'll never forget your answer to this. But I was like, why is it that black men are the most racist people I know? You know, I felt comfortable enough to ask you guys this eventually. And I remember you, it was you, not Sean, it was you. You laughed and you're like, that means you don't know any Spanish women. And it was like, oh, yo, you're right. Spanish women are way more racist. And like, they're the most racist people on earth.
Facts.
Because they hate other Spanish people.
Yep.
You know, like Puerto Rican women especially.
Yep.
Like, they hate everyone. But it was like, again, like, I forgot like the context we were in, but because this all got drummed up because of the whole Trump thing.
No, this is the fingernails.
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, the Mayweather thing, right? The fingernails. But it all goes back into the whole Trump platform thing, where
Yes, it does. It connects.
things like that. Like, that's what we need more of. We need less offensive. And I can't believe you would even ask that question. What do you mean?
And watch this.
Clearly, I'm looking for an answer.
And I'm gonna show you something.
If you don't give me an answer, I'm gonna make up my own, and this is how things get bad.
Right.
100%.
You know?
I'm gonna give you another example, which is fucking amazing. It's the power of music again, and it's also the ignorance. It's also the infrastructure that is music, how they pick and choose people, and things get a slide. Some people don't get a slide. So I just explained to you how Boudreaux's getting crucified, right? Sean Paul.
I didn't know reggae music had a CEO. Boom.
There you go. Don't get
What's up?
Don't get him started. But so Sean Paul in his song Glue, I don't know if you remember that song, but I don't really care what
never a
people.
Sean Paul fan.
Yeah, but he was.
I don't really care
what people say. I don't really care what people do. I'm gonna stick to my girls like glue. I might never play number 2. Booty hole reference.
What is the line?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He says, I don't really care what they want to say. I don't really care what them want to do. I'm going to stick to my girls like glue. I might never play number 2. This is a record that went boom.
It's still played in clubs.
Because people don't know what the fuck he's saying. That's
right.
the beauty of the Jamaican accent. No one knows. If they fucking knew what it was, this guy would be cancel culture. Are you kidding me?
Someone will figure it out.
I don't know.
All you need is one.
I don't know because he's probably
You know
maybe
why? Because they're not going to snitch on their own.
Exactly.
Like,
they're gonna let it
There's
slide.
always one.
And guess what? He's probably put enough dollars into the campaigns and the LGBT.
you know who's going to crack that? Those island boys. Island boys.
But
Island
the point back.
I'm not going to lie. Fuck those dudes. That shit is catchy as a motherfucker. Island boys.
But back to what JP.
Oh, Gene's avoiding that shit like booty holes right now.
No, I'm
like booty hole conversation.
I don't even know Island Boys.
They
but
wrote
I'm
that
looking up.
song. They wrote that hook playing with each other's booty holes.
You don't know about the Island Boys hook?
No,
Oh, Gene. Stop.
it's like a gay reggae group.
No.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh, yeah.
They're Island Boys.
I think they're rappers.
But I'm gonna tell you, this is.
Just play it for him, yo. I can't.
Oh man, am I ready for this?
You're not ready for this.
No, not at all.
Just because you don't know what it is.
I thought Lil Nas X record was all right.
You are not ready for.
I would not listen to it.
Yeah, no, you're not ready for this.
Like a wagwan boy.
You ain't just saying no kind. Through the storm, through the rain. Cause you try to home like a lion. Island boy. Caribbean. I'm an island boy.
Motherfucker, that's Pensacola.
Oh man, so that's
Island boy.
Okay.
Come on, Gene. Come on.
The sad part is,
He says I'm a wagwan man.
Yeah, he is.
the worst part is that this is probably it's gonna go.
It went
because-
viral, bro.
Of course
up.
it did. They look like
gonna.
they look like 6ix9ine. The song actually has a hook melody. It has it. Is that a song freestyle? What was that?
I would know. No one knows.
don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows.
It-
Someone
I guarantee
remixed
you,
it.
someone on the internet already put it to a beat.
No, it was remixed and it was
no,
fucking
it
disgusting.
makes sense, but I'll be honest
Like
with you.
good.
Yeah, they just
course
took
it
one
was.
little snippet, but
See,
it was good.
Island boy.
Yeah.
See, I mean,
it was
Yeah.
it was
It'd be the
ridiculous.
same.
listen, it's good for them because they're able to express themselves through music, but reality, reggae, in its entirety, like
Is that what they were doing?
yeah, like I like yo, they got a platform. They
According to
spoke their truth, but like that's not.
Bro, when Lil
that's-
Duval put that up and said, I'm just here to piss all you off, it was the greatest. You should have seen the comment section on that one.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but they made
Oh,
a
I'm
song.
sure.
If those guys are straight and they make the same record, they would get 4 times the love. Like,
Straight? What do you mean?
Bro.
They're not gay. They're
not gay?
brothers.
No,
they're
they're
twins.
oh,
Island boy.
It was just hilarious.
What's up, brother?
What up?
it's not a bad record. I don't think it's.
Yo, that's what I said. I go for like fuck those dudes because that shit is catchy as
right,
shit,
yeah.
man. Like
It's not the
put
Island
a
Boy
dumpy
part.
beat to it.
What part-
It's-
yeah, what
listen,
part don't people
it's
like?
Everything else,
Everything else.
bro.
I'm a wagwan man.
Bro, nothing rhymed.
In a Pensacola Jamaican accent.
Nothing
Come on.
rhymed.
He
Nothing
says
was
I'm
on
a
beat.
Caribbean boy. Dude, that's
Dude,
Pensacola.
all he did. Okay,
I didn't even say it that cleanly.
listen. He did a reggae version of what's happening in hip hop. That's why he
Yes.
he basically
Yes.
he vibed.
That's what they did.
He vibed.
They took a new rap flow
Yeah.
and tried and made it put a
Yeah, you confused me because we were talking about the fingernail
fucking-
thing, and then you said
or
me
tried
show me
to.
this,
Accent.
and then we were just talking about that stuff. So I was like, "What's happening right here?" But yeah, I get
What's
it.
happening right now? Let's talk about how NPR said that Dave Chappelle's last special is. I'm trying to think of the exact quote, but footnotes here. Dave Chappelle used his white privilege in his last special. I got a kick out of that one.
That was pretty funny.
Yep. Process that.
Come on, Gene. Use it in your head to go, actually,
No,
I get it.
I agree because
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
like I did that my whole life, so I'm not mad at it.
Fair enough.
Now,
Nah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's how you end. That's how you end it because. Fair enough.
Yeah, like
How about this, real quick? Because I think I sent this to you guys earlier. I was trying to pull the article up, but I thought this one was funny. So when you sent like the things that we were going to talk about, I was like, really? Like this is what is in the news today? So I clicked. That's where I saw the NPR thing, right? This one I thought was funny. So there was a hiker.
Oh yeah.
But is this true?
Oh yeah. He was hiking Colorado, highest point in Colorado, Ernest Mountain, right? He was lost. Wound up spending the night on the side of the mountain because he didn't answer his phone.
Jesse?
Because your car's extended warranty is about to be
Jesse,
up.
you know what I'm going to ask you, right?
Apparently, the search
he
and
thought
rescue.
it was
The
he
search
saying-
and rescue team were calling this guy, but he didn't answer the phone because he
'Cause he
didn't
thought
know
it was
the number.
spam.
He thought it was a
Jesse,
spam call.
you know
he
what I'm
didn't
gonna
want to
ask.
Yeah,
waste
but that means
his
he had
battery.
service.
He didn't want to waste his battery.
Jesse, you
Fair point.
Jesse, you know what I'm going to ask.
What?
Is he?
What?
White?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Had to have been.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, because
Kind of.
I think
Gene,
I,
He's
are
on
you
the
gonna
side
go-
of a mountain.
I think I speak.
You tell me.
I think I speak for the black delegation when I say what the fuck is this white guy doing on top of a mountain?
He had service.
Alone.
He got a call.
Listen, unless he's coming.
That's true. I don't even know why I didn't think of that.
Listen.
Why don't you just call someone
Listen.
or pull up your GPS?
Listen.
Uber yourself out of there.
Unless unless that white boy was coming down with like 10 more commandments, that motherfucker needs to stay
From
at
what I
home.
briefly
Like,
read,
what
though,
the fuck
he was
is
on
what?
on like a gnarly
Speed?
side of the mountain.
Drugs?
You know?
Oh, sorry.
No, he was on like a gnarly trail.
When you say gnarly, he was high?
I was thinking gnarly trip.
Is gnarly code for high?
Like a very difficult trail, expert level trail. Let's say that. I just think that shit's
I
funny.
just want to tell you.
Gnarly
that,
is
that
mad.
right
I
there,
know.
that right
I'm just gonna
there
tell you
is a direct.
that's hashtag white
That's a
people.
direct
Hashtag white people.
message to you, goddamn
Pick up your phone?
telephone calling motherfuckers. With
No,
your car's
no,
extended
no,
warranty.
no.
Which you this, that,
No,
and the other thing.
negative.
No,
It's a
is.
direct message
And
if you're
Apple-
doing something
Apple
crazy.
lying to me with scam likely. I appreciate the heads up that this might be a scam. Don't
love
waste
it.
your time.
Actually,
But
that's not
I've
Apple.
I've missed a couple of.
That's your service provider.
Oh, really? Well, fuck off, T-Mobile. Because I've missed a couple of important phone calls from the bank because it came in spam likely.
I always answer him.
You do?
Always.
I ain't
Just
got time for
I
that.
wait for a
when
second
you're on
and I
top
hang
of a
up.
26-foot ladder and you're like, fuck.
Or you
who's
hear
you
if
know?
you hear a recording, then you hang up. That's all.
Right.
Yeah, if you hear some
Right.
sort
But
of
Gene, they're getting good.
They're not.
yeah, no, they
They're
are good
getting
because
good.
it's always 61.
really not.
It's always a number.
Yeah, if you're paying
It's
attention.
a number that looks
I guess,
like
but
a number you
I've
should
had
pick
a
up.
conversation with a recorded, and that recording was damn good at keeping me on. We had I said 3 sentences.
Was the recording good or was it you?
Maybe.
Exactly.
Jesse was like,
Listen, man. At the
Motherfucker,
end of the
how
day,
much
I'm
did
just
you
an
smoke?
island boy. Island boy.
Thank you very much, everybody.
offended and offended.
Island boy.
I love y'all.
I'm a Wagwan man.
It's
We
a
gotta end it
podcast.
there.
No. Don't follow people.
Follow
Don't
us.
be a follower.
Don't be a follower. Yeah.
But follow us.
You gotta
Yes.
remind them of their slogans.
Don't be a
and
follower,
taglines.
but follow us. And I guess
Hit that like button.
now color matters. I guess.
Subscribe. Hit that
Come
bell.
back, baby.
Now
Cheer,
color,
Island
now color
boy.
matters.